Yo. Wisdom Talk, another episode. It's your boy, H2O, the Cameroon Goon, Horton. Back at again, Ep.7. We got Gianni here.
What up? What it do?
Cousin Carlos right there. Recognize here in town.
Ep.7.
Ep.7. Damn. Already. Sheesh. Got Beast 2 Sauce. He's usually in the back.
I'm here today.
He's hosting with us as well. And we got a special guest in my homeboy, one of my day ones right here, Eddy. Go ahead, Eddy, tap in.
What's going on, everybody? It's the neighborhood's favorite white boy, Eddy Young, coming at y'all direct.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Wait till y'all get to know
Yes,
this
sir.
guy, man. This is my boy right here, man.
I guarantee you by the end of the episode, everybody know this is actually my natural voice. I'm not just putting on a facade. Like,
Hey, what's good, y'all?
That's right,
That's strong,
right.
distinct.
That's literally how it starts, though,
You know
man.
what I mean?
I get
That's
that.
the first thing.
I'm saying I understand that when your ears are taking in the volume and your eyes are taking in the sight, shit don't compute properly in your head.
Right. Bro, like, I swear this whole time I was thinking, like, bro, this dude sound like B-King.
Damn.
Club guard.
Hey, I'm telling you, this is why I hate social media now, because back in the day when somebody, you remember how like you would meet a chick, or no, your homeboy would be with a chick, and you'd be like, hey man, she got any homegirls, put me in, you know what I'm saying? You get the number and I'd be sitting there talking to them, oh, we all gonna meet up at the same time, and then they'd be devastated when my Caucasian ass come walking up. They just like, you ain't the same as I was talking to you.
I swear I ain't tripping, dog. This ain't that motherfucker I was on the phone with, dog. Like, bro, literally, even the dude that just helped us with the setup, he was like, I would not expect him to sound like that. Yeah, he said that while you were smoking your cigarette outside. And then I was like, I literally was like, people look at me and think I would sound like him and think he would sound like me. So it worked out.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I'm the one with Chucks on and you got on Dragon Ball Z pajama pants. Real professional.
I'm the host. And I'm the host. And he's like this. I'm the host and he's like this. What the fuck is going on here? We're like in a Twilight Zone in this bitch.
My whole life is the Twilight Zone series.
Shit crazy.
Oh, man.
Touche to that. Damn, we didn't even get started yet. That's hilarious as fuck.
That's funny.
All right, so Eddy, we're going to go into who you are because they already know who we are from all the episodes we've done already. And ask, like, where you from and how I know you. Just go ahead, like, one by one, though. You know, like,
where you roll, just
where
let
you
it roll.
come from, like, where were you born, where were you raised, all that shit.
I got you. So I'm taking it that this whole little part is about to be clipped. That's why you just stopped what you was doing. This is like pre-production meeting type shit.
You already know.
Questions ahead of time.
Right.
And he was just like, oh, we just gonna let it flow. And then he's like, all right, this is a pause break. That was a sip take that you just did. He was like, when I take a sip, you clip from here to here.
It's still my whole approach to this shit.
No, man. I'm talking shit. I'm from Alief, man. If you didn't ride the back of the bus, you don't understand.
You don't know.
Can't
You
recognize.
don't know.
Have you noticed how many goddamn people are in line to pick up their kids now after school? Like, to get on the school bus, barely.
There's not a lot of kids on the school bus no more?
Well, I mean, just the poor kids, because their parents can't wait in line. Like,
Damn.
it just is what it is. We used to
We
used to pick up Tony Draper's son on my goddamn bus. We used to go from the hood, stop and roll loads, pick this motherfucker up, and then go to, and then this was what's fucked up, because Tony Draper's son, and y'all know Tony, you know what I'm saying, Tony Draper Jr.
Yeah.
Sometimes he wouldn't be out there when we went around the first time. And the bus driver would come back around, and then he would be out there at the later time.
That's a real bus
Yeah, they had different rides.
But we all talk shit on the back of the bus.
Exactly.
So,
all the kids are in the back of the bus.
You damn right.
Chopping each other up, roasting, just having a good time.
And
like,
you had to,
and everything.
Yeah, and you had to know how to do it. So, you know what I'm saying? Being from Alief, being from Southwest Piney Point, I stayed there in the 90s, and then Alief, which is, the motherfuckers border each other. Like I said, it gave me you know what I'm saying? West. You hear that? That's how you know an old motherfucker from Alief is in the building. They call it Apple City now. Like, shout out to Billa over at Apple City, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, shit, being from there. And then we know each other from playing football and all that. And for some reason, they had our small asses on the offensive line. But
Man.
just going from we was at Alief Taylor, we didn't have a 9th grade center like Elsick and Hastings. You
That's
got
true. That's very
freshmen, you got
Wait a minute, hold on. Alief Taylor didn't have a 9th grade center?
No, the school was big, but they didn't have no nitrous.
That's my cousin. He went to Single Ranch.
Yeah, I went to Single Ranch, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I wasn't rich like that. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
I was middle class like a motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Against them in high school, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That part.
guys grew up in Katy. I don't want Hold on now, but I didn't even. No, he didn't even say what's that Matey Creek. We know Matey Creek was the hood Katy school. He was in Cinco Ranch. That's I-10 to the left. That's not even to the right.
Right.
If you made it from Alief and then go to Mission Bend, you went to Katy to the right.
Yeah, right.
You went over there to like, you know what I'm saying? You was on that side. Like, he got to the left. That was old established money. I went to this middle class shit.
Hey, man, they got the zones, you know what I'm saying? Like the zoning.
The zoning. Ain't a single apartment complex in Single Ranch is zoning. I want to hear your shit. I remember getting evicted.
Apartment complexes? It's all homes. It's not apartment complexes.
Bro, so y'all know in middle school y'all got like selected to high school and everything. Were you selected to go to Alief Taylor?
Oh yeah.
And everything? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, they told me I was going to Alief Taylor. I was like, oh yeah, let's go.
Man, Alief Taylor, man, was...
Same.
You know what sucks about going to Alief Taylor was that it was because you was there from 9th grade through 12th grade. You had all these real elaborate relationships and all that, but unfortunately, even the outlook of what people have, like, you know how many motherfuckers we know that's no longer here?
Man,
like we got a whole starting lineup that's up there. You know what I'm saying? So like, that environment's
so many people, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
So many people just on our football team.
Yeah,
no longer with us. All right.
Yeah, and, you know, and that's how. And so that environment, though,
connect your friends.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You share memories with, years with.
Yeah,
blood, sweat, and tears type of shit with. No longer here with us. That's Alief for you too. That's a darker side of Alief that is a part of it.
And we was a part of that generation that fucked that hoe up.
Yeah, we're the last. We're the last of that breed. We're the last of that breed.
It's
still breathing right now.
You know what I'm saying? It's a wild environment.
It's not how it was in our time now. We're the last of that.
Yeah, it's you know, and see that even, but see the perception of the culture is different. Yeah. See, this is why I didn't really feel like I wasn't mad at Ja Morant. When I
was gonna bring that up. You're jumping on damn segment.
Okay. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep it going. We all got something to say about that one.
This is a great conversation.
Let that shit flow. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all a couple months in. Let it flow. Let it go where it go. You know what I'm saying?
Roll with it.
If you wanted this shit to be structured, you just send me a bunch of questions. All right. I'm talking shit. Don't get mad. He's like, I got Dragon Ball Z pants on, but I also got Jordans on, motherfucker. You want to see me. These Jordans got scuff marks. You know they've been through some shit.
I've had these on for years.
Wouldn't there be some shit, though, to get crossed up by somebody with some Dragon Ball Z fit on the court? That'd be crazy.
Somebody give me a 16, bro. Somebody give me a
23. That's 2023. In 06, 07? 06, 07, you would have been the laughing stock. That
was the one era, too. So it's like,
bro, I got clown for being into anime when I was in high school.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. I was part of it. But wow. Come on, man.
Remember,
in 06, 07, how many black people were going, Kame?
Okay, you're right.
Coach White Study Hall.
When did it really get popular, though? Like
after I graduated?
Really?
Recently? After I graduated?
You think so?
Like for like football players, like anime is cool. After I graduated, because when I liked anime, playing football, I was like a nerd that just could play football.
Yeah, because I can remember it was, fucking with the anime like that. So, shit, you can say it was that.
Yeah,
it was, you know.
By the time you was playing wide receiver and you like anime at Taylor, it wasn't no like weird.
It wasn't a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z back then too. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was going to high school, I liked it too.
Yeah, but you was a bit of a nerd when they found out you liked it.
Okay.
That's just how they seen it. It is what I never gave a fuck. I still like the shit.
right.
I wasn't gonna change, but it was what it was. The stigma was there and shit.
What's funny is all y'all watch. I was too poor to watch Dragon Ball Z, so I had outside.
Damn.
You was just out there. You was in the
Twilight
streets.
Zone. I'm just going back to this. Is a Twilight Zone episode. This shit
You
is
missed out.
no. So back to that. Well, I was saying about John Moran.
Yeah,
John
right.
Moran.
So
Bro.
you know, a lot of people that was giving him shit, and so I get the fact that he had a bunch of money that was on the line. Right. The first clip that he got in trouble for a couple months ago, he was in a strip club.
Okay.
So you breaking the rule, you breaking the law.
Yeah.
And you in your car, you vibing out to the music. If you, our generation back in the day was a gun was the last resort.
Exactly.
This generation gets excited. Gun is the first option.
They just want to pump fake that shit
Yeah,
all the
people
time.
won't fight no more.
No, they don't want to take an ass whooping no more. But it's
Yeah.
the culture of it. It's what's popular. So when him flashing the gun, it was like, all he showed me. This is gonna sound kind of crazy, but let me explain. He's almost like what the AI version of today. Because remember when AI came out, AI was
I never
looked at
looked at it
as
like
the
that.
thug. He was ingrained in
comparison.
hip hop.
Exactly. I can
Yeah, I've
see
heard
that. I
that
can see
comparison.
He
that.
was ingrained in hip hop culture. The long chains. Remember,
yeah.
they did the suit
It's
shit.
polarizing. You know,
Yeah,
like,
but and they tried to do the suit shit around that time, and he was hip hop culture.
and he kept on getting fined for dressing like a gangster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now look at, and he got so much bullshit.
Wow.
When they jumped on him for the whole practice, we talking about practice.
Wisdom talk.
Do y'all know why he went off about that?
No,
His
friend died.
homeboy,
Yeah,
his homeboy
friend-
had just died,
Yeah, I already know the insights.
and
about
he
that.
hurting.
Yep.
And y'all want to ask him about why he didn't come to practice.
While he's going through what he's going
So it was some shit that
Practice.
people probably would have
through,
been
and the way they twisted it.
more empathetic about.
Yep.
But because he already had this stigma, or they painted a stigma on him for being part of the hip hop culture and all this shit. So the same shit's happening to John Moran. Now,
So you could believe that there's a possibility that he might be going through some shit too. Why he is?
yo, he's 23 years old with hundreds of millions of dollars. He's
And I
from
was around the same age. At
he's
that
from
time.
South Carolina.
Yep.
He played basketball in Tennessee. This is the South.
Yep.
Gun culture, a motherfucker down here.
Yeah, South
Regardless.
Carolina and Tennessee's all in the same region. he ain't really moved much.
No, and it's part of the
That's
culture.
a good point. Too.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's so like if you up north, like the Pacific Northwest, West Coast, Northeast, or somewhere where y'all are strict on guns,
Yeah,
they're the loudest ones talking about this shit about home. Now I understand he part of a multi-million-dollar corporation. He didn't break any rules. The only rule that they can try to get him on is a detrimental image for the NBA or whatever,
that's
however
what it
you
is.
phrase it. But see, why is it if all he was doing was vibing with his music and had pulled and showed his pistol?
Because
You expect a $100 million, $200 million, 23-year-old
he's a
man
brand.
not to have a gun?
he's a brand.
Yeah,
It's a
brand.
representation
Yeah, it's a
of him.
brand. Well, yeah,
It is-
why?
it is.
But
Being
see-
a public figure, you have to represent yourself in that way. It sucks. And it is against the actual law itself, but like you have to be above the law.
I get that, but see, my issue with it is why is the image of a weapon, of a gun,
Yeah, I know.
so
When you have the Second Amendment.
frightening and this, that, and the third?
I know.
Like,
Because
look,
like
man,
half of our country, sorry, the last thing I was
Yeah,
gonna say is
go
that
ahead.
half of the country did not agree with that. What the law is, and that's where the fucking
and to be honest, man, like if you are pro Second Amendment, you are. Now I get that it was
exactly.
what you may not consider the safest way to be handling a weapon or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you kind of flash or whatever, but
Yeah,
your hand ain't by the trigger.
No,
Then
he's dangling the gun. He's not really
Exactly.
like nowhere
Like,
near. Yeah, exactly.
It can be semi. It can be considered semi irresponsible, but at the same time, you don't know if it's low. You don't know if you got one in the chamber. You don't. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of unanswered questions that people are trying to fill into the blank whenever they had this idea. But see, it's not like he pointed at anybody. He flashed it. That's what the culture is now. It's flash is having it semi visible. It's just for some wild ass reason. That's just what it is. So he's influenced by a culture, not influencing a culture.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting perspective right there. Gianni was about to say
No,
something.
all I was gonna say was it kind of goes back to imagery, right? The NBA doesn't want to look like, they got a bunch of hooligans running around and this is who they're giving money to. Because at the end of the day, it's about, their representation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like.
Exactly.
And the way he went about it, Moran. It's like if you had an agenda behind, okay, I'm advocating for Second Amendment rights, and here's my guns and da 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 da. If he presented it that way, then I don't think it would have been that much of a problem if there was an agenda, if he had a purpose behind it. But he was just chilling, you know what I'm saying? He was jamming, hey man, what's up? Yeah. With his homies in the car, he's chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so the NBA,
it wasn't there from the beginning. It came out.
Right. And so the NBA's looking at it, he's just playing. Like, you playing on our dollars. Okay, bet. So that's what we're going to do.
Because if you see how Adam Silver was after it happened, like, he felt betrayed because he already talked to him about the first time.
And that was the icing on the cake right there. When he talked to
you don't take me seriously.
Right.
I thought we had talked about this.
Yeah, and he talked to the commissioner, and then you go behind the commissioner, you turn around and like, it's like y'all never had a conversation. Really?
Wait, do y'all blame him though for it? His friend was the one that.
But see, then again, I do kind of blame Moran because you shouldn't be with them type of dudes anyway.
That's what
They're
people
gonna get you caught up like that.
No, see, y'all missing something.
Exactly. I know.
The homie that was recording, they was vibing.
Exactly.
He pulled his shit out.
That's true too.
That's what I'm about to say.
See, there's an issue that we have in society now, which is, and this will go against kind of what I was saying about John. Like, do I think he's gonna get consequences? Yes.
He should.
I mean,
it's the second time.
In a way, I say, you should face something because I don't want to see you spiral out and make an even worse mistake later on. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they I get that they're trying to run a multi-billion-dollar corporation, but also if they're trying to protect their star, bro, maybe you should listen. So I do think maybe he does need to face some consequence because maybe he hasn't faced any up to this point in his life.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying? He's always been a superstar, always been the man on campus, or you know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it's probably would be good for his character, or he will crumble under the pressure of facing those consequences. But you need to face them. You know what I'm saying? And at 23 years old, if you are just hammering a young man, then I want to see what your 23s was like. I want to see what your early 20s was like. And now imagine what your early 20s was like times $240 million.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. When I was 23, I was not.
I've been a young thug's place right now.
I was another.
I would have been a young thug's place. I would have dropped a whole bunch of dumb shit on the neighborhood with all that money.
I was in the streets at 23. I ain't gonna lie, man.
And so
I was in the streets. I was going to school, and I was still going to college, and I'll be in the streets if I wasn't on campus.
Exactly.
I was literally
I was a crash
on the block, like in the streets, wherever the fuck. Yeah, exactly. Crash dummy shit.
I was lucky I experienced that shit early.
Yeah,
I was doing wild shit. 14, 15. I was selling weed, selling pills. I started selling pills and gangbanging at 13.
I met him thugging. I met him thugging in high school football. Man, he was already thugging.
I got kicked off the team because I tried to fight the head coach. Like, legitimately tried to fight him. And nobody would hold me back.
Who's the head coach at the time?
Jordan, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He could be strict sometimes.
Man,
he could be cool sometimes.
That motherfucker was in an environment that he didn't understand. He didn't understand that when I left that goddamn school, there was times I'm leaving that school, or even in school, I'm on the phone with grown motherfuckers.
Here's a power trip.
But see, this is the thing. I'm on the phone with grown motherfuckers selling dope. I'm setting up deals. I got my homeboy's dope fiend daddy doing deals for me while I'm in math class.
Now it makes sense why he sounds like this, right? He's been an OA.
But see, the thing is, I could never allow one of them grown motherfuckers I'm doing these deals with to speak to me in the manner that he speaks to me without there being repercussions. So even though I'm in school and I'm supposed to be a kid, my environment ain't never let me be a kid. I ain't been a kid since I was 7, 8 years old. First time I ever got jumped into a clique, I was in 4th grade. And the first time I ever got into a real fight was that same day. A 7th grade motherfucker apparently had beef with that clique and fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? It was in the same 8-hour period.
Fight, I was 6 years old, had 2 of my front teeth punched out.
You know what I'm saying?
So, welcome to Alief.
But to that point that he didn't have understanding of that environment was, like I said, that environment fucked my head up. So him being a grown man talking, I'm like, hold up, who the fuck is you talking to? Like there's repercussions to come with them actions. You know what I'm saying? But see, I knew at that point that I was about to get kicked off the team. I knew it.
Like that's a repercussion right there.
But
I think I seen it.
Yeah, probably.
I think I seen
Coach
it.
White flew up on me on rest in peace.
Yeah,
rest in peace, I mean, but he flew up on me and was like, Eddie, are you good? Like he just made sure that I was good before I walked into the cafeteria. Cause this was during the lunch period or whatever. And he was like, he just made sure I was good before I walked in that hole. Because he knew the type of environment I went to. Coach Randall, who was, I think, did you have Coach Randall?
Yeah, he was there.
So Coach Randall, the black dude, right? He became the head coach, right?
Exactly. Coach Randall.
I don't think he was the head coach.
He never became head coach. He never became coordinator.
No, the one I'm talking about was the head coach.
Coach Randall was never head
coach. The black dude?
No, he never was head coach. He was coordinator.
BG Randall or whatever on IG? Okay, maybe I'm just...
But like, you know, like...
He set up shit for me because I did a shoe give back.
Coordinators are like, you know...
I got you.
He got the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. He was the coordinator.
Makes sense.
So that's why he was still like a good high tier.
But see, that's why I respected him and I went and fucked with him because he at least understood what them young men was going through.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There was an understanding. That's why me and Coach Jordan didn't get into it.
Background himself that he could appreciate where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Also coming from a humbling background.
But see, and this all kinds of go back around to that point I was about to make was today in society, motherfuckers want to choose the consequences for their actions.
Damn.
Think about it. Motherfuckers want to do some shit and then want to choose what the consequence. You don't get to choose what your consequence for your action is.
Right. Not even makes sense, but it makes sense of what they do. That is literally what they're doing, even though it don't make sense when you come down to it.
Yeah, like you don't. So sometimes, man, you can get into it with a motherfucker because they cut you off in the line or whatever, right?
Shit happened to my Uber.
But if the motherfucker jump out and bust on you because he having a bad day, your consequence for wanting to be vocal with this motherfucker because he cut you off.
You don't get to live.
You don't get to choose what the consequence. And now that man don't get to choose what his consequence is.
Yeah.
Life in prison, death row, 20 years manslaughter, whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there's a lot of this in society now where it's like people want to do something that if you get in trouble for it, they want to be like, well, no, that seems too harsh. That seems unreasonable. That seems this or that. And it's like, hold up, you don't get to choose. What your consequence is.
Yeah.
Think about it, though. Like, last year on my birthday, 2022, I went to a state park to kill myself. There's going to be a little deep part of it, right? But see, whenever, obviously I didn't fucking do it, but, and crazy part was like my mama, this my mama Sherry. She ain't really my mama. This my no, there was a reason why.
He's here right now.
I didn't want y'all to.
He's right here with us.
I didn't want y'all to tense
Episode
7. Go ahead.
No, I'm not Casper.
There's always someone watching that needs to hear things.
Exactly.
So it is a good.
But see, when they sent out, I'm talking about my mama Sherry. This is Christian Gunther. That's my brother. I've known him since 4th grade. His mom took care of me.
I haven't seen Christian in years, but Christian's really good friend.
I'm telling you, that's my brother.
We went to college a little bit together at a time too.
Yeah. Shit, one of the many colleges he went to.
Exactly.
But
so I seen him at UHD for a little bit.
Yeah.
Downtown.
But his mom is my mom. Man. She used to take me to the Church of Christ in 5th Ward when I was little. Yeah. Like every Sunday.
He is a church goer.
She called the police. I'm talking about had helicopters and shit out there.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. But the consequences for my actions, I would have never been like, and I had to accept the consequences for that.
Adam Sandler longest yard shit.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, they sent me to the crazy house for like 2 days, and they was like, okay, man, he ain't crazy. He just had I went through some shit. But guess what the consequences was for that? Lost my job, lost the house. My daughter had to go back to her mom's. I had my daughter attached to me for 6 motherfucking years, doing everything I could, raising my daughter while on child support. tell me how the fuck that works.
People don't,
You know what
How
I'm
does
saying?
that work?
People don't understand.
Wait. So you
what
can't-
a lot of men go through in these days
To be a father.
to be a father, man. To be a single father.
Well,
like,
in our
man,
generation growing up, they used to
This is-
tell you was, oh man, go sign on the dotted line
I
for
love that he's
yourself.
here right now because
You
like,
know what I'm saying?
we talk about this shit a
If
lot.
you go foul on yourself, you're good. You're good. No, motherfucker, you just put I'm from. They used to say back in the day, like go file child support on yourself.
Yeah.
Because they'll be more lenient.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be more
You know how
lenient
they got-
on
they
you.
got- They got that with another family friend of mine. They got on the same shit. My boy Clefton.
What?
Same
And they say
shit.
they'll be lenient with you and blah, blah, this and third. Did that. I got hit with back child support for a year, for the first year of my daughter's life, when me and my baby mama worked together and lived together.
What?
But because there was no documentation, she was able to hit me for a year in back support. But nonetheless, I ain't gonna dog it. We on another we got a better relationship
It's a
now.
bigger
Hey, that
picture.
threw me off.
Yeah. But no,
that's
that's what I'm
thing.
saying.
It's the same mindset. It's like, it's a bigger picture. It is what it is.
I thought it was
But it's a
always
bigger
fucked
picture
up
because,
now.
like, you're thinking about the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Taking a
above
step back
everything.
now and
It's
looking
fucked
at
up,
it.
though.
Yeah, but looking back at it now, I'm like, dog, we used to tell motherfuckers go put themselves into a system. To answer your question, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
Once you are in a system, it's very easy to get put into a system.
Right.
So much harder to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I finally have fought and was about to have the final trial day, which we went through mediation, papers got signed, all that type of shit. That was it was supposed to be like April 7th of 2020. What happened the middle of March in 2020? The world
lockdown.
shut the fuck down. So I fought all that way, got to 2 weeks before final trial to get this paperwork signed and be done with all the back child support because I wasn't paying. I was a waiter and a bartender. You can take that $2.13 an hour. Like,
I still get my tips, bitch.
I'm taking my chips with me home every night.
I'm bartending too, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
They be
Exactly.
saying, hey,
Shout
no,
out to Main
split that.
Event and AMC, like.
Yeah, like straight up. So,
Give me all that money.
but yeah, so that happened and shit. But nonetheless, to the point that I was making was because of my actions that I did that day on my birthday, and granted, and this is exclusive, I've never talked about this with people and nothing like that. What happened to me that day, I couldn't choose those consequences. I couldn't choose to not lose my job. I couldn't choose to not lose my kid. I couldn't choose to not lose my house. I couldn't choose for the motherfuckers who was saying that they loved me and no, don't do it and this, that, and the third, to then change up their energy towards me and start treating me as if I was a fucking burden. And to make me at times be like, damn, why'd I come out them woods?
Man.
Think about it. So,
That
but
part you say hit me personally.
but the point is,
I know I can relate, so that's why I keep going.
do I feel like all them consequences was fucked up? Yeah, this is definitely not what you do to a motherfucker who's unstable. You just gave me an even bigger reason not to do this shit. But at the same time, objectively speaking, when I look back at it, I can't choose what the fuck the consequences were for my actions. And so people have to understand that sometimes there's consequences that's gonna happen that you can't even expect.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that happen through, we can talk about with it being either political, social, economic, you can talk about the police brutality and things like that, but sometimes,
Are
unfortunately,
you in my damn fucking... yeah, because I had this all set up, goddammit. We're going to talk about these things. Yeah,
Shit, he's
keep going.
secretly, he got
Keep
up.
going, keep going, because now
He already kind of knew what was up,
we're
man.
just going to freestyle this episode. Because he's covering my topics anyway.
Hey, he's going over the bullet points without even, you know what I'm saying?
he said them earlier, so I was just like, okay. But it's that thing, though. Sometimes, man, like, it doesn't mean that I'm siding with the law. Sometimes what I'm trying to say is, there have been incidents, right, where back in my day, if you ran from the police, my OG told me when I was 13, I got down with Crips when I was young.
Yeah.
My big homie told me,
The homies.
yeah, my people told me back in the day, my OG told me, he was like, man, if you ever run from the laws, I need you. He was like, look, one of two things happen. When the police pull up, you either take your ride, shut the fuck up, beat your case.
Exactly.
Or if you run,
I resist, you're going to die.
yeah, but he also told me, he said, if you run, don't get caught. Because when you get caught, you're going to get fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was something that we understood, and not everybody who obviously has ever dealt with police brutality is even from that lifestyle, so that's not in their MO or idea to think in that manner.
I can add on to that even when you're driving in a chase.
Yeah.
If you like, don't let them catch you. Like, you know, if you're running from the cops, you better get the fuck away. If you make that choice, because I've been I don't want to say me and my brother. Fuck, so I'm sorry, but we ran from the cops and got away from the cops. Like he made the choice. I like, if you're gonna do this, then we better not get caught. I'm in the passenger. We better not get caught.
Yo, running
from the cops out here in college.
Yeah,
out here at SFA, East Texas, and Nacogdoches.
What year was
from the
this?
cops. This was like 2010.
Okay, so we have to start special limitation.
I
was just making sure. I'm like, no, you might have to take a sip take on this one.
If you're running from the cops, then you better fucking get away from the cops. You don't make that choice to run from the cops if you're don't have a way of getting the fuck away.
Look, if
you're running, you better not get caught.
But just expect
running or driving. It don't matter. Any type of evasion.
Unfortunately, expect the ass whooping. Yeah. Because you also got to look at it from the human side of shit, as far as let's look at it from, and this isn't to justify shit.
No.
This is just looking at shit objectively and trying to understand both sides. Just trying to understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? If you a police officer, you chasing a motherfucker in their car or running, one of the two. Adrenaline pumping.
Yep.
You don't know why they running.
Yep.
And do motherfuckers have way too hard on they trigger finger too light, you know what I'm saying, ready to go? Yes, not justifying any of that. But what I'm saying is also, if you know that you hopping this motherfucker up on their adrenaline, what's gonna happen isn't gonna be just some put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, no,
it's the human aspect.
Frustrated.
It's just the human aspect of it.
You made me do all this extra shit.
Yep.
Well, I'm just doing my
put
job.
My knee on your back.
At least I can do.
Sleep, bro.
And it's unfortunate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That some of the shit gets pushed even further than what it should be. And that's why
most of the cases of police brutality come from that.
Yeah. But see, there's also incidents where you see there was some lady who they were saying, I read an article or something a while back. This was probably years ago, but she had ran from the cops, but she only ran because she was scared. Because she was getting pulled over on the highway.
Even justify that too.
But see, if you also an officer and you understand that how we get fed so much negative information and negative imagery constantly through social media, through YouTube, through news. Trevin Giles is the reason why I started looking at cops different.
Exactly.
Because that was my little homie.
He also played football with us back in high school.
And he was a quiet kid.
UFC, and he is an HPD.
You know what I'm saying? UFC Trevin Giles on IG, man.
Exactly.
And shout out to him, bro.
He's gonna be on the podcast as we get bigger. I already talked to him. I'm like, I want to get bigger first. I don't want to just use his name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because it's a respect thing.
Exactly.
You don't want somebody to feel like you trying to use their star. But at the same time, like, and of course, like, I'm going to send other people y'all way and shit like that. My other comments and shit like that are big and whatnot. But it's like also, and this isn't saying he's not, but it's also like, when it's a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? If one motherfucker's getting up there, you can kind of, you know what I'm saying, work them on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stroud. Stroud was doing this shit on White Men Can't Jump. Just came out.
Yep.
Bro, I was just watching that.
He's also,
I
also talked to him the same shit, and that's my boy. I was in LA. He was the one who picked me up from the airport, and we kicked it.
But so it's also on, and so there's a lot of misunderstanding going on. A lot of motherfuckers, because everything is so political.
Exactly. Everything.
I
don't give a fuck about politics. I became political just because everything is political.
But see, the problem is everybody wants you to agree with their side, but like they don't understand why. They don't know the reasoning why you agree with them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are pro-abortion, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's the woman's right to choose, and you know what I'm saying? And yes, the government shouldn't have control of your reproductive system. I get it. But at the same time, like, I'm pro-abortion because I'm like, fuck them kids. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
that took a sharp left turn.
Kids have been way too.
While we're here,
they too confident.
While we're here, Eddie, what do you do for a living? Why?
So I'm a stand-up comedian. I guess I might as well put that out there now.
Exactly.
Oh, you got us.
Yeah, just seem like
That's it. Now you know why the left turn happened right there. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Like that.
I'm mad y'all put a caveat on there. Like
I'm just saying,
I just wanted to be the white ranting man. Like I wanted them to be like, I can't believe he's saying all this shit and they ain't jumped him yet.
Oh man.
I guess he ain't said the word I can't use.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, it was the fucked up kids, but I was like, nah, he got it.
Because kids are too confident now.
Bro.
I be staring at like there be I do Uber Eats some shit on the side too, and sometimes kids are acting an ass inside a restaurant, and they parents just don't be doing shit, and I'll look at them start and just be like, if you don't go sit your ass down. But I say it so low, their parents don't know why they just shit themselves.
They need to watch the Boondocks, bro. They need to get that belt, bro, and just be ready, bro.
Now,
that shit. Yes, bro.
yes. So now imagine if abortion was illegal.
Bro.
The exponential growth of crotch goblins that we would have to deal with on a daily basis.
Bro.
Fucking coochie goblins, like, you know what I'm saying? They just. But see, that's the point. If you hear me say that, you're just like, oh, he's an asshole. But bitch, I believe in you getting an abortion too. So. It's conflicting at that point. So you gotta watch out because there are motherfuckers out there that are saying the shit that you want to hear, and their actions are reverting negatively to you or coming back negatively to you.
Right.
I didn't come back. I'm trying to come back. I'm over here.
Oh, you good?
It was in cross conference.
Hey, let's throw it back to, how old are you?
37.
37. Okay, so you definitely gonna know my reference.
Yeah.
You 5 years younger than me, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
27. So you might remember. But see, folks, if you're out there and you're watching, this is your mind on drugs. This is a throwback to a commercial we used to watch back in the day. We used to laugh at it, but now we see the effects. This is why weed is supposed to be illegal.
Bro, drugs are bad.
I'm telling you. Yeah, have you noticed how fucked up people are now that weed is legal? No,
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no.
it didn't got retarded. That shit is like 98% pure THC.
Right. Yeah. Some of the THC they be coming out with,
It is
it's
exactly
like
that.
it's stronger than a fucking
It is
plant.
exactly that. It is exactly that.
Like it's a lot of laboratory shit going on where they like making shit. They're creating shit.
I'm telling you, we ruining society because we are taking all the things that built our character. Growing up, like you
Back in
smoke
the
weed?
day, the
Every now and then.
Back in the day, you smoked like a teenager and all that?
No, I didn't smoke back then.
No, you was a student.
No, bro, that's how we were. That's how we were. Us Cameroonians, us, like, me and my cousin, like, we didn't fuck with drugs.
We didn't dabble. None of that
We
shit.
didn't.
That's why I was 23 when he got in the streets. Like, I never understood these motherfuckers. I was like, I was doing this shit a decade before you. Like,
Valid point. I was a late bloomer to the streets because I was late bloomer to doing
Me too.
most of a lot of cats are in general. Like a lot of all my partners, I noticed that shit.
Well, then, I'm like,
But
it was the opposite for me growing up in Alief with y'all hood ass niggas and me being the nerd. All y'all niggas was in the streets early.
yeah.
Y'all, half the football team was in the street, bro.
Yeah, and how many of them? Back to that point earlier, how many of them motherfuckers still? It's a fucked up environment. But back to the fuck. This is the effects of CTE. Forgot the point I was gonna make.
About the kids abortion.
I might have CTE too, though, so I feel you.
I started my games off with a concussion. Like, we do some concussion. Rare motherfuckers on by the man.
I got two of them at Alief Taylor.
That's it.
Alief Taylor.
Y'all
At
crazy,
Alief Taylor.
bro.
But then, like, I got two more in semi-pro.
Me and my homeboys, especially when I was in
That's in
Galveston,
my life.
and that's me and my homeboys in
There has to
Galveston.
be something wrong.
We was linebackers. We used to grab each other by the goddamn shoulder pads and just boom, boom, boom. Every game started off foggy. I know my mental state's fucked up and for a reason.
Every game started off.
Some people, bro.
But that's how you run and jump over the center. To
But you want to wait. You want to
to
get your blood pumping. You want to be ready, like for contact.
Yeah.
Like, but then like you go too far.
Yeah.
Banging your head on lockers and shit.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. I'm like,
all kinds of wild shit.
Man,
That was no steroids. I wish.
Oh shit.
Man, I played with the safety back in high school. He used to always, anytime I made a tackle, because I played linebacker too. I played inside
Yeah,
linebacker.
Junior
So,
Seau.
yeah, that was my guy growing up, Junior Seau.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's what I was going to turn into.
No.
Oh, nah. Damn.
So much for mental health awareness month.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh fuck! It's still May.
Darn.
Damn.
No.
And canceled. Okay, nah, we're back.
Nah, but yeah, I used to play with the safety. He used to always tackle me in the back of my head when I tackled the ball carrier. He just wanted to get in on the play, so he would always end up hitting me in the back of the head all the time, like in a gang tackle. You know what I'm saying? And every time he did that, like I would always get like my head would get real. Yeah, I'm like, hey, bro. I'm like, look, you see, you don't got to get in on every tackle, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Assist, bro. It's a team
Yeah, just let me just watch and stand by just in case he breaks me or something. And
you
then
want
you
that
can get him.
assist
You know
time,
what
like
I'm saying?
assist, bro. Like, that's what it is.
Like I don't mind gang tackles, but it's like
He's just ensuring the tackle. He's like, you know.
yeah, but see, he did it. It was too much. It was too much, bro. I was
Yeah.
like, man, look.
You know, I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah,
There's always those
Keep going
players
down.
like that.
I remember
know.
every time we get back to the holder, I would look at him because I'd give him that look. I'd be like, man,
Nigga,
the
stop
fuck.
that shit.
And then he'd be like, man, I got you, bro. I got you.
And then he does it again. And then he does it again.
yeah, you got me for real. You sure did get me.
Led the team in late hit.
Like, damn, should I play running back?
Assistant tackles. Like, you assistant tackles.
He hurting his own team.
Assistant tackling monster.
In the assistant tackles.
I'm telling you, man. That, you know.
But yeah, man.
Oh shit! All right.
Shit. Now, the fact that we're on football though, y'all heard about who was it that just got released?
DeAndre Hopkins.
bro.
Man.
Oh, they didn't trade for him?
No.
Trade him or nothing?
Yeah,
He
they
ended up getting released?
They just straight let him go.
They tried to trade
Bro.
him.
They let him go.
Made a trade, so they let him go after they couldn't make
They're
it.
like, man, fuck
Shit.
this. We ain't
But
gonna
you
do
know,
this shit.
he's still, how old is he? 30? 31? 30?
I know he's still young.
He's like between 32 and 30.
He's still one of
So
the top
he's
receivers
still like,
in the league, though.
that means he's not old. Like, he's still like that, like
Yeah,
top
he's still in
5,
the
top
top.
10.
Oh, absolutely.
Top
Yeah,
5,
no
top
doubt.
10 receivers.
No
So I
doubt.
was like, man, so many teams are going to be out there. He's
Bro,
on
shit. I heard that he's probably going to the Ravens though, man. I was like, oh,
He,
well,
Ravens and
there's a lot of
I was like, oh,
possibilities.
shit.
That's how I saw the Chiefs.
Oh,
dog.
shit.
Chiefs.
I still want more Chiefs.
Hell
Goddammit. Chiefs
Hell
all
no.
day, bro. I was a Chiefs fan back in high school when we sucked. The Chiefs was trash.
Hey,
I've
back when y'all
been-
had
not a
Priest
bandwagon.
Holmes.
I've been a Chiefs fan, bro.
Back when
Yeah,
Priest
Priest
Holmes.
Holmes was the
one of
truth.
it. That's what
He was the
started.
truth.
Man,
That's when it started for me. I was
He was
9
the
years
truth.
old.
That's
Priest Holmes, man.
when I saw Priest Holmes
was
break
my-
out them couple years, that shit,
Yeah.
man, I was like, oh,
That's
man.
where it
Like,
all
that was my
started.
favorite
Priest
running back for a
Holmes,
while.
Tony Gonzalez, Derrick Johnson,
Let me ask y'all something.
Jared Allen.
Do y'all feel
Those are
like
my guys.
the science or the science and the social climate has kind of ruined football? Meaning,
What do you mean by that?
meaning the science behind. So like they're so worried
I know
about
what you're
CTE. They're also so
I know
worried
what
in the
you're
NFL. So worried about lawsuits and all this
I know
shit.
what you're saying.
So that we don't have a Brian Dawkins no more.
No.
What Brian Dawkins and
That's
John
true.
Lynch and all them used to do,
Yeah.
and Ed Reed and all
Roy
of
Williams.
Troy
Roy Williams,
and
Troy
Roy
Polamalu, like
Yeah, Sean Taylor.
that
all
shit.
them.
Sean Taylor, that shit is illegal now.
Bro,
Yeah,
yeah,
even
they used
Ryan
to be
Clark
dangerous, bro, back
was
then.
hitting.
dog.
At
Yeah.
least he was hitting.
But see, that was Gladiator.
It was good. No,
Rodney
yeah, it was
Harrison,
good.
all those type
So
of
the entertainment value was there. You know what I'm saying? Like you watch,
Yeah.
if you watch the greatest, hardest hits football
Bro,
video
yeah.
on the NFL,
Yeah, most of them are old.
bro.
it's always old.
It's
Yeah,
always
most of
old.
them
It's always old. It's
Yeah.
always some shit. Motherfucker thought he was gonna try to run somebody over, and all of a sudden got fucking
Yeah,
bro.
pull the
got
shit out of the
slammed
way.
into the ground. Like
Yes.
Brian Dawkins shooting,
Wrestling
flying.
moves, bro.
If you was a receiver, you was scared to go across the middle.
I
And that's how it should be, though.
Yeah.
It
That's
wasn't
football.
even like that
It was
in
that's
Texas
fucking
high
football.
school. Even
Right.
in Texas high school football, it was like that.
No,
Slot receivers did not like slant.
I'm sitting here talking about
They got
CTE.
ate up.
I didn't play varsity ball because I
exactly.
quit because I was in the streets and I got kicked off team and all that shit and dropped out before I was even a senior. But my shit, because I played football for so long, is fucked up. I know it is.
Exactly.
Right.
If there was a
When
way
you're
to
out
test
there-
for CTE while
I
the
know,
person was
before
alive,
they're
I
alive,
would
I know.
do it. But you have to wait until motherfuckers dead.
I've
before you
had
can
the
see
same
it.
conversation. I've had the same conversation with other friends that have the same type of ideas. Like, man, we probably have CTE because like the symptoms of CTE happens in our lives, like
Yeah.
mental lapses, forget things, and like short-term memory loss
Yeah.
for a certain time duration of time.
And it's fucked
It
up.
happens to me.
But
I'm
let's
aware of it.
let's look at a couple things. One, let's talk about like what was that? The Romans and the
Man, I was about to bring that up.
what's
sir.
that thing called?
Gladiator
it's
or like
Coliseum.
you
The
talking about
Coliseum.
And the gladiators that used to fight and all that.
type of shit,
Do you
yeah.
at any point
Spartacus,
think that
Spartacus,
do you ever think that they looked and was like, I wonder how these gladiators feel?
It was fight to the death.
It was entertaining. It
No,
was
How do you feel about this?
women
bro?
and children,
Killing somebody,
families,
man.
everyone was out there.
it was and so
Yeah.
You're seeing people get murdered.
Are you
Yeah.
not entertained? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fight to the death.
Oh,
And if they didn't kill each other, they released the lions.
Yep.
So someone's
Yeah,
gonna
Somebody
die.
had to die.
Yeah.
but see that
Damn.
football was
Damn.
that's what
It
that
was.
was for us, especially it peaked and
Came a
then
long way.
towards the ends of the
From that
2000s, like 2010, 2011, when he dropped that that movie that Will Smith was in
Concussion.
about concussion, and it was about
Oh,
the doctor
yeah.
who
That
did
doctor,
that
I know. I
that
know.
science.
that
So
fucked up the NFL big.
Yeah.
it's, I mean, granted, for the individual,
It's
yes,
good for the people.
it's good for the individual
Like
because
the
they,
entertainment of the sport.
Yeah.
but there's that. It's the entertainment of the sport. So there's that, and then, so I've seen people get in trouble for this before, and I used to even look at it. So like when Cap took his stand, right, or his knee,
Yeah.
I understood and I respected and all that,
Yeah.
and I get why he did it. But I also try to be objective and look at not the people that were mad at him for doing it,
Yeah.
because it wasn't that. It was the people who ended up being turned off from sports because as soon as you started watching the game, whatever, you know, like when the NFL, NBA started becoming social, you know, socially aware. Yeah, socially aware, and it started becoming a big deal.
Yeah.
The whole Trayvon Martin with the heat. And,
Yeah,
you know,
like
the hoodies and all that. Taking stand.
Yeah, and it's not that it's wrong that they took the stand. So that's not what I'm going at. My thing is there's a lot of people who when you're watching it, as soon as even if the cause you agree with, and then all of a sudden somebody who doesn't agree with it is arguing with somebody who's very extreme on this side that does agree with it. And then, so it's like before you can even watch the game,
Exactly. It
you
takes away
hear
from the game itself.
Right.
It takes away from the game itself what drew you into the whole purpose of watching.
And
You're watching
fortunately,
for the sport.
Yeah.
And then now you have these other agendas within the sport.
and there's a lot of people that used to say it back in the day. They used to, or when they first really started blowing up, becoming intertwined. Especially, I mean, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd is another that's really so. And this isn't saying that what happened to him was justified. You know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor, and it's not. I'm not even against the people who are standing up for the cause. I'm looking at objectively to where it's like sometimes when you want sports was a way to escape.
Mm-hmm.
It was a way to escape. You were able to, like when I do comedy, when I'm on stage, I don't get political. I don't talk about a bunch of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, for the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, hour, whatever I have y'all's attention span for, my job is to make y'all forget, escape, about what the fuck is going on in your everyday life.
Yeah.
It's to make you laugh, it's to entertain you, it's to get your mind off all that shit. And that's what sports used to be.
Yeah.
So like it's pushed me away from watching football just because I'm like, if I go out to go watch a game, I have to be with my people. But the problem is like we can't even get together as a group no more because this motherfucker don't agree with something that's going on in the NFL that he agrees wholeheartedly about. And you know what I'm saying? Now these two, and it's like, you know, if y'all go out and start drinking, all of a sudden somebody gonna say something that rubs the other one the wrong way. And now
It's like the refs cheating and all that shit, bro. Like the refs, bro, they be cheating, bro.
I don't give a fuck about the refs cheating.
I can say that because I'm a Saints fan, bro. The refs be cheating, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. The Saints
Cheating,
fans
bro.
have gotten some bad ends of
Cheating.
referee
So,
calls.
so with that being said, do you think the NFL is rigged to a certain degree?
I can say certain points. Yeah,
I think so too.
Definitely.
I think there's
Hey, guess what? I also would agree.
Definitely.
The referees do officiate certain games
They be
with certain agendas.
They be
But
bullshit.
you
Here
gotta
and
think
there,
about-
every year, there's always those certain games that
Yep.
they do that for.
You gotta
It's
think
just
about it too.
inevitable. It just
I
happens.
think it's easier in the NBA than NFL. But go ahead.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I think so
it
too.
is easier
Because-
to hide.
Well,
in the-
Well,
yeah,
it's easier to execute too because
easier
less
to
people,
hide. Like,
less people
easier
involved.
noticeable.
Yeah,
No-
less people involved,
Yeah.
more easier to control because
Exactly.
you don't have to worry about so many people going
Yep.
off code or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But those NFL games, yeah,
Yeah.
it's way harder to hide.
Shit.
They
Yeah.
always get exposed.
Yeah, but and I'll also say this about just major leagues in general. There's bets being placed, like $1 million bets in some games. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think,
a lot of that has to
Definitely.
do with the bets too.
yeah.
And
So you don't,
you think system oftentimes
Right.
it's not it's still not happening. It's still happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like sometimes they'll sway certain calls a certain way during
yeah.
a major game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
or they'll turn a blind eye to a holding call. When it's like, damn, y'all needed that
Bro,
call.
that was
You know
the
what I'm
easiest
saying?
ice
Like,
cream you could have seen, bro.
I was still
Oh.
talking about that fucking NBA playoffs one when Katy stepped out of bounds and he saved that ball.
Yeah.
And you see his feet
Bro,
clearly
he
out of
obviously was out of
bounds.
bounds, bro.
Clearly
Oh, I
out of
remember that
bounds.
shit.
And they
I
win
remember
that
shit,
game?
bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
I got one
no,
even
bro.
better for you.
What?
It was a bubble game for the NBA. It was the Heat versus the Bucks in the bubble.
In the finals.
It-
I mean,
when-
in
when-
the Eastern
yeah,
Conference
it was-
finals, my bad.
and Jimmy
Eastern
Butler was in the corner. He caught the ball in the corner, and Giannis and another player contested it. And the buzzer, the buzzer already sounded out before Jimmy Butler released it. And all three of them fell to the ground, and they called a foul. But they were trying to contest it. They're like, well, the game was
But
already
the brother
over.
was already,
Yeah, the game was
he
already
didn't-
over when he got fouled. Before he released it.
Yep. The game was already over.
Yep.
Like, before the ball left his fingers.
Yeah.
He already.
And they called a foul at the
They
same
called
time.
a foul.
So what they did was they went to the review table, and I kid you not, they put, you know how sometimes they have the camera like right up on the review table with
Yeah.
the ref standing right there,
Yeah.
and you can hear what the ref's saying to the
Yeah.
people at the review. I kid you not, the ref said nothing but gibberish, like literally. He didn't say no words. He was just like, he was at the review table. He was like, go look this up, bro. I kid you not. He wasn't saying
That's
shit.
crazy.
He was just like, all right, 2 seconds on the clock. And then he just walked off. I was like, what the fuck?
Wisdom talk.
Yo, me and my
Real,
homeboy,
bro.
me and my roommate at the
shit.
time, we went back on YouTube and like rewound the shit just to see if we weren't tripping. I was like, wait, we ain't
Bro.
tripping, bro. We ain't fucked up.
Definitely
Nothing.
not.
We went back,
I
bro.
believe it.
I was like, what the fuck? So they put 2 seconds back on the
bubble
clock.
year too.
Yeah, bro. And they put 2 seconds back on the clock for
That
Jimmy.
bubble year was already a crazy year.
They put
that
2
bubble
seconds
was
and
real,
then
though.
he went to the free
The
throw line.
but the bubble playoffs was lit ass playoffs. Like it was real competitive and shit.
Yeah,
It really was.
I mean, it was an asterisk. It was an asterisk. championship.
Yeah, it is because it was just like they just winged it. They just threw some shit
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
I hated the fact that they had fucking cutouts in the goddamn crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
They're
that shit was funny,
just
though.
doing what they
Yeah.
could with what they had.
It
They
was-
just
Fill
was
a
like, it
space.
was just like it was a fill up. space.
Everybody
Like,
was doing that, and it used to make me so mad.
It
I'm
was
just
just
like,
to keep the sports going, and they kept.
They
the
had like
sports going.
artificial
That's
claps
why
in
I
there and
was-
everything,
yeah,
like
yeah.
crowd noise.
fucking
Yeah,
retarded.
exactly.
What
It
are
was like,
we doing?
here's a couple props. Here's a couple. Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like throw some sprinkles on
That
it.
whole- but see, the whole-
Picasso, baby.
The whole response to COVID showed that all this shit is like a lot of the shit that these corporations, businesses are taking up. That shit is just a facade. It's just to be like, hey, look, we're with y'all, the loud minority. Because if you actually pay attention, you got like 10%, maybe closer, between 10 and 20% on the left, 10 and 20% on the right that are so far. You know what I'm saying, on the outskirts.
Exactly.
They're so
They're far
loud.
left or far right. Exactly.
And there's like 40
Exactly.
to 80% of us, or no,
That-
60 to 80% of us who
super.
are either scared to even say anything or going against it and just going on about our daily fucking lives. But
Yeah.
because we're not,
That's what drew us to making this podcast. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? But-
that's what it's about. Like
the majority of us are
most of us
going on about our fucking lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
adapting.
yeah, but there's a lot of shit that I don't read. I don't pay attention to the news no more.
No,
I don't
There
read
usually,
No,
there
shit.
used to be some BS.
I don't know shit about news. I just watch YouTube.
But see, that's the thing. Like all them videos and all that shit constantly coming in your face. You would think that the world's on fucking fire.
Yeah.
You really, but if you look at if you break down your daily life, your daily routine, the shit that you are doing, and you think about it, when all of the danger that they're saying is going on and all this freaking out, like think about like the murder rate. Everybody's freaking out like, oh, you remember during the pandemic, we beat Chi-Town on murders in a year.
Bro, that was shocking.
Yeah.
But it was only like 600 people.
Yeah.
There's 6 million of us.
There was far-fetched on that.
That's
And
not
we actually like equate the ratio of how many people were in that statistic to how many people live in our city. It's not like
People-
it's like less than 1%.
People call it's a percentage
that's
of
what
a
I'm
percent. Like,
exactly.
but people call me a
1%. So it's not like that crazy.
people call me a pessimist for this mindset, but I'm like, look, I got 15, 20 partners that are in the ground, either from drug overdoses or from gunshots.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Being murdered.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? I got homies
Come
who
on, we grew up together.
they murdered. Yeah, some of our own teammates
exactly
were
same,
murdered,
bro.
and the case still has never been solved.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so I get from those families' perspectives how much it hurts to lose that loved one.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at this objectively, and people call me a pessimist for this, but I'm like, only 600 people out of 6 million. Shit ain't that bad.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's more people that get shot or they're wounded or whatever, but there's also a lot of people who protect themselves, you know, using their own firearms, you know what I'm saying, against somebody trying to harm them.
Yeah.
But see, you won't see that narrative also getting pushed. See,
No,
back to
that's
that
heroism. Like, you know, like they want to bring the negative more than like the positive.
exactly. But back to that perspective I was saying earlier of like why people agree, you know, people agreeing with just that side and all this and that. If you agree with the left, they're trying to figure out a way to get either rid of either guns as a whole or at least, you know what I'm saying, rifles. The problem is that I have with the left on this point is the community I come from, predominantly African American. Latinos in there, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the actual block.
Yeah.
The actual blocks that I come from were predominantly African American. And then once we got into the school dynamic, you know what I'm saying? There was essays, you know what I'm
I
saying?
started looking at you as white years ago and years and years.
People,
You said stop?
Like I don't see them.
Stop.
This
is old shit. I wish I could have people stop looking at me as black. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that. Remember white privilege? I wish people saw me as white. Maybe I could get some perks out of this shit.
always talk
White privilege don't do shit in the black community. I'm telling you right now.
Were you always like this though?
I've been like this since I was.
Maybe that's
After the first year of knowing him, I just seen him as Eddie.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just
he was
me
no
though.
longer a white
not
boy.
privileged Eddie.
He wasn't no longer a white boy. Not even privileged though. He was no longer a white boy.
I can see that being true though.
It was
Like
just Eddie.
in a certain community, when you're engulfed in a certain.
That's from back in high school.
I didn't-
We're fucking old now.
We talking about we mentioned Christian Gunner earlier.
Yeah.
They've known me since I was 10, 9. You know what I'm saying? Like his mom realized that my mom wasn't doing her job. I'm not be derogatory to her, even though I ain't.
Y'all were hella close too. In high school.
I've known each other since 4th
That
grade.
does make a lot of sense because I remember y'all was being hella
And
together a lot of times.
this gonna be pretty ironic or whatever, because you know he a young black man, especially back then he was a young black teen. But I was the gangbanging drug dealer. He rolled with me and used to have to deal with consequences for just being associated with me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I used to protect him, even if he don't want to really, even if he don't look at it that way. But I used to.
That's how Emacs.
You couldn't put your hands on my brother without me fighting you too.
That's how me and Emacs were.
You know what I'm
Maxo
saying?
Cream, because Maxo Cream and I grew up and we were hella close. He lived in my neighborhood at the time.
Yeah.
Emacs. So I know him Emacs be also like when he moved into the neighborhood, we took him in as a friend. Is everything.
And when we talk about neighborhood, understand this wasn't the neighborhood I'm talking about.
Also, Crip.
Yeah, but y'all grew up in a community.
Yeah.
They grew up in Mission Bend. Like, this is a different neighborhood, guys. And he's like, he moved into the neighborhood.
wasn't talking like that.
It didn't mean that they.
Alief.
It didn't mean that they lived in the same building.
He wasn't talking about my suburbs.
They literally lived on a street. There was like there was only one family per building on a street. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's degrees to this, all right? There's degrees to
shit. I know Maxo was. I know Maxo knew a bunch of my people from Forum Park and all that.
Exactly, I know.
He loved talking shit.
No, exactly.
Don't. Well, as the kids say, spin the block on me. I'm a comedian. Don't get gangster with the comedy. But
God damn it, Eddie.
damn it. Once again, CT, what was the point? You need to have motherfucking press and rewind for
right.
my retarded ass.
No, but I wanna
CTE.
I'm mental health awareness month, guys.
Yeah, show some.
No, so we was talking about the way I sounded, blah blah. He got into me not being white no more.
I wanted to get back into that point though, like, but I can see that making sense though. If you're engulfed and surrounded by, if you're smack dab in the middle of the black community, I can see white privilege not really working to your advantage, even though the rest of the country, if you were just out in the mix with the rest of the country, it'll probably apply more.
If I I can put a suit on and walk into somewhere and maybe not be perceived, but I think a lot of because I've done it before, whether it be business meetings or different shit. There's certain mannerisms, and maybe because I usually have a taper that, you know what I'm saying, do. Right. I don't have bangs, so you know what I'm saying.
Or a crew cut, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. But
y'all got a comb over.
You know what I'm saying. I don't have a part. You know, when the hair was like this. I had this since I was 5. My
I can imagine looking. Oh shit!
What's even worse was my Mexican dad.
That's what I'm saying.
Did that to me.
Like
I'm white and Mexican. I'm Irish and Mexican. Motherfuckers just don't know that. My last name is really Soria, not Young. Motherfuckers can't pronounce it. And
I can't pronounce it.
Exactly, and nobody believes it.
That's why he's my homie, though.
My Mexican side of the family never taught me how to speak Spanish. You know, so they taught me how to. They didn't teach me Spanish. Like, you know, that's the only way I can get in places. I make that noise, my Mexican brethren are like, he good.
I can speak more Spanish than this guy.
I cheated during Spanish class.
Hey, I did too. I did too.
Yeah, being an African, you studied. Being an American, I had a bitch steal the final exam for me.
He said being an athlete, he looked at me, but you studied.
No, not an athlete, being an African.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all had to study.
Yeah, we had to study. We do.
Tell me something. Let me ask y'all this, because I know y'all, you both Cameroonian, right?
Yeah, Cameroonian.
Yeah.
You probably can get away with not,
himself too.
you know, and Nigeria, but see, y'all can probably get away with not dealing with like the African perception. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be rude.
No, keep it real.
Yeah.
So
you're a comedian, bro. You good. You're in your place.
Y'all are, you know, blocking the exit. I just gotta add a caveat.
Hold up. Make sure it's just locked. All right. No. I'm kidding.
He's athletic. You see how high his shorts are?
I just got them.
He do squats in those shorts.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, no bullshit.
He do squats in them all. Like, he gonna get up and there's gonna be a ball sweat mark from where he's sitting from his pre-workout earlier. But
hey, man.
Stop it.
How do y'all feel as far as, so you 37, you a year older than 33. Back in the day, there used to be a big divide, and I know there still kind of is, but between Black Americans and the African community, like the immigrants that were coming in, y'all being like a first, maybe a second generation being here.
We're first
Generations, right?
Exactly.
So
all of us are first.
What is it as far as, because I remember I talked to Jesse Dixon about this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Oche Makers.
All of us.
Timo,
all of us. Yeah, we're.
So there was always like this divide. Like, remember African booty scratch used to be a fucking
exactly. I just talked about
everybody was saying that shit, bro.
I was too, and it wasn't deemed racist back then.
It wasn't. Right. African booty scratch. I was like, bro, is that it?
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing you can say.
That shit was funny though.
But what does it feel like now, being that directly connected to y'all's actual home? You know what I'm saying? Knowing where your roots are, and then now seeing the shift in African Americans as far as in a certain amount? Because I remember back in the day, my big homies used to look at me and be like, "Man, I'm from Houston. I'm not from West Africa." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even though
exactly.
they can be considered ignorant for that viewpoint and not.
I can't answer that.
Seeing the reverting back to now wanting to. What is that? How does that feel to you?
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, so
I want to answer first. It'll be quick too.
Go ahead.
Is that back in those times, it was different from being black and African.
Mm-hmm.
That was different. Now we're more together than ever.
Yeah, we really
Because,
are.
like, they all stigmatize us as
Yep,
one.
you're
If
black.
they all see us as one, then we might as well all be one.
I got you.
Yeah. So
I mean,
we're more together than it's ever been.
from my perspective, I think
older than us, so
right. Yeah. So from my perspective, like, you know, I was born in England because my dad's side of the family is from England. They're British.
Okay.
So, and my mom's side of the family is from Cameroon, Africa.
Gotcha.
So, but I was raised here. Like, we moved straight from England to Houston. So I have the perspective and the energy and the spirit of a Black American. You know what I mean? Like that's how I think. That's how I look at things. You know what I mean? Like, I understand I have African roots. Like, I have more of a direct connection over there. But I was raised just like a Black American. You know what I mean? I went through the same experiences, the same racism, the same everything. You know what I'm saying?
We're all born here.
Yeah, I'm born here too. Yeah.
And go ahead. I don't want to cut you.
No, you guys basically the same thing. I was born here. I feel like I had the same, stigma as everybody else and everything. Like, it was right.
Well, what I'm getting to is not how American society may look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's are y'all more so like, do y'all embrace and love the fact that people are starting to get back to their roots, or do you see shit like, you remember when what was it? And obviously they're not black, who I'm about to say, but remember when like Pelosi and Schumer and like there were some black people.
I know what you're saying.
They was all wearing like the
you're trying to say.
Oh, that was all bullshit. That's a political stunt.
You're mentioning the whole idea that black people are finally embracing their ancestry.
But
they're finally embracing their ancestry.
But
now.
there was a lot of divide that you had to deal with when being so connected to your
I will
African.
admit this.
Like, does
It was
it feel like all of a sudden y'all are like, oh, now y'all want to embrace this shit after all of it?
That's our parents hold that grudge. That's why terms like akata is a term.
So,
See, and that's what I was about to address. That's what I was about to address. So there still is.
Yeah, I got you.
There still is a separation because of that. Because of that word akata, like, that's basically the N word to call Black Americans.
Okay.
But my thing is like, when it comes to Black Americans, like, some of them are their ancestors go all the way back to like here. Like, they don't necessarily have a direct connection to the slave trade and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people that were enslaved in America were already here. Like, a lot of the Native Americans, they were black folks.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
it's kind of retarded to think that it wasn't until, what was it, 1490?
I
think it's kind of retarded that was the time when somebody finally sailed this direction.
Yeah, that's bullshit. There was already
there's
black
huge continent,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I have always thought that was retarded.
It's retarded
to think that it wasn't until that point somebody had boats for all these years, but nobody went. Nobody went west.
West, right?
Everybody got around and going east.
And that Magellan bullshit where they talking about circumnavigating. You mean to tell me there was no other black folks before him, that the boats were around before Magellan? You trying to tell me nobody decided?
All I know is that all the Roman Empire shit, I see African slaves in the Roman Empire shit, and that was before our slavery.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's been slavery.
Yeah.
So
nobody even talks about the Arabic slave trade. The Arabic,
the Egyptian slaves.
Right.
I don't know.
They're in the pyramid.
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
Damn, I just forgot what the name of this tribe was.
Fuck. I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah.
He messed up.
But no, man, like,
he's about to look at
It's two. There's a tribe. There's a tribe that they was around the Horn of Libya. Like, I'm gonna find it.
Out in Africa?
They're from Africa. This was the thing. They were like original pirates.
Okay.
So what they used to do was they used to fuck up the Mediterranean.
I think I know. This sounds familiar. I think
it starts with a B, and it's fuck with me that I can't remember it right now, and I don't want to fuck up what we're doing. But see, this is to the point that
this is actually something that taps into shit. That
this is
what our podcast is about.
Yeah, this is the point though to slavery. Like, Was it horrific what happened in this country? Yes.
Yeah, duh. Yeah.
Was it horrific, the conditions? Yes. We also are all descendants of savages.
Exactly.
The world, what it was back then, is different than what the world is now.
Way
And in 100, 200 years, 300 years, what we're doing right now with imprisonment is going to be looked at as being as horrific, or what we're doing in society in general. So this tribe, they were original pirates, basically, of the Mediterranean. They would hijack European, Spanish, a bunch of different boats. And what they would do was they would, rape the women, take them. They would make the men. They would make the men their slaves.
Yeah, conquerors.
So what they would do at that point was they would make the men like row the boats and shit.
Exactly.
But they didn't even feed them. It was just you went until you died, and then we had another boat that we was hijacking.
Yeah, that is wrong. Yeah, that was literally.
This was slavery of that time. It's we're talking about the
Colosseum,
I think
Caesar,
the early 1800s.
Yeah,
is when the U.S. and Morocco made a treaty.
Yeah, they did. It was called
I
forgot the name of it.
The sea treaty, and this is the only treaty that has never been broken in the United States history.
Right.
They've broken every other. I love history. They've broken every other treaty with the Native Americans, with the other countries, all this shit. It's the only one they never broke. When it was because this tribe was fucking them up. But the reason I'm bringing that up is it, unfortunately, was a it was a thing of that time. It was how the greatest resource back then was humans.
Exactly.
We're still the greatest resource, but now it's our information.
No, I'm about to give. I gotta give you this one.
Don DeMarco.
I got you.
Don't worry, guys. At month 6, he'll actually have it on the soundboard. He can just push a button.
I know.
We need a soundboard.
I've been talking about soundboard for weeks.
Share this episode. You know what I'm saying? Bump their views up. Maybe we can afford that extra $25 per hour. But
We need that.
You get it. Y'all get it. Goddamn.
I love talking shit, man. Let me grab one of them bills from you. I ain't gonna say the name because they ain't paying me.
Yeah,
but
that's the whole point. We can't show the labels. If you notice, the way I grab them, you ain't showing no labels.
I had that bottle. It's a distinct bottle, but motherfucker, you don't pay me, so you don't know what flavor I was drinking.
Yeah, man.
I'll add us for sponsorships.
Exactly.
If I haven't ruined today's show,
not at all.
No, but I'm saying in the eyes of sponsors, everybody else gonna have a great time.
Listen, we still gonna do what we do, man.
Yeah.
Hey, catching fire is catching fire. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how you do it. Someone's gonna notice the fire and want to catch a piece of that.
Tends to be what happens.
Be yourself. That's the problem. So many people try to formulate who they are, try to formulate the content that they put out or whatever. They try to formulate it to what advertisers want, what they think that the mass majority of people want, which really, if you look at
what Nike wants if you're John Moran.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that's a whole bunch of money though.
Because he lost a good 60 mil off of Nike, right? But go ahead, Eddie. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm just like,
I know, just saying. Would you have flashed that gun for 60 mil?
Man, if I already had 240 in the bank.
I know once you get to a certain, I feel like once you get to a certain million, it's like, I mean, you look at the price ratio between like everyday prices and how much money you're making. It's like once you cross a certain threshold of millions, it's like, damn, bro, that's a lot of fucking money on some real shit. If you're living a modest lifestyle.
I was gonna say he could run through it though because he is still only 23.
That's why he's still young. That's why I'm like, I think he's gonna still bounce back.
You know who made a great point about it?
Shit.
Was Gil Arenas.
Exactly. He went through that same shit with the gun shit.
But he made a great point, which was he didn't lose 60 million because there wasn't.
He lost a contract though.
But no, the thing was that 60 million didn't pull out of his account.
No.
It was future earnings. But he didn't necessarily lose it.
Yeah, no, it was money that was on the way.
Yeah.
Not gonna get any
He didn't take the loss. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? The bullshit that they gave him for that first one. He got
what he already got from him already. Exactly. But it was just extra money that was on the way. that he can't get no more.
Exactly. It was future earnings, but you don't notice when you don't make it because you don't have it. You don't have that number in your bank account.
Yeah.
So like it's, we were talking about earlier, but
he could be a lawyer or something, motherfucker. You know?
yeah, I at least know how to reference a bunch of motherfuckers that do know shit. I did. That was Arenas who said it, but I'll be a white man for right now and say I discovered that information.
Is that how they did it?
I discovered that information somewhere from somebody.
Somewhere from somebody.
But no, to that point that I was saying earlier was like, I guess the roundabout way of going was we sit there and we're judging the past on today's values. So we judge the slave trade and things like that. One, we don't know the history. We don't pay enough attention to the history of what was going on, but we can judge it. And granted, doesn't mean that it wasn't horrific.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the same shit that you go through as far as with people today. If you can pull up some shit from 10 years ago, like you're judging somebody off of a decade from back then.
Yeah, I'm to add to what you're saying, I'm a huge history guy too. Like I'm entrenched in it.
Too.
Like I
they got the historians on this couch.
man, I listen, like just about the whole Morocco thing. And to add to what you're saying, it's like they didn't mess with Morocco because they were a powerhouse back then. It was all about military power, right? So back then, the naval strength of Morocco was top notch. It was like the best in the world at the time. So that's why they made the treaty. They were like, look, if we enslave one of these Moroccans, Morocco's going to come fuck us up. That's what the U.S. was looking at it. So that's why they were like, look, we got to make peace with them. You know what I'm saying?
Shit with Morocco and Egypt and
right.
all them.
Yep. So I forgot the name of the treaty, man. I know the name. But yeah, man.
I know like a lot of history based off of religion and stuff.
Yeah.
So I know which regions are Hinduism, Buddhism, and Muslim and Christianity and all this other stuff. So I know things in Catholic and things like that. That's what helps me with the geographic side of it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you went over a lot. You went over a lot of bullet points, man. I'm trying to go back to some of the things you brought up, man. I'm just thinking, I'm like, there's so much shit I wanted to address. But that's good though. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
script, but like we just
we freestyling now, bro. We freestyling.
Don't let me.
All right, so let's go to let's take it to comedy real quick. Let's go and start there. All right, so what made you want to get into stand-up comedy? Was it an outlet for you to like kind of express yourself at first, or is it still like that, or is it like a way for you to kind of like just get your point across to people? Like what made you decide to go that route?
Well, so like I said earlier, like when I go up there, I don't have really a point. My entire goal is to make you laugh. Now I've already talked about the suicidal idea, you know what I'm saying, all that shit that I've had, and making people laugh, it helps me feel like it's adds to my self-worth. Now, how I got into comedy, I was always the shit talker. Like, granted, back in the day,
He's like, yep.
I was a shit talker, but see, back in the day, I was a shit talker, and I was also the fighter. I was the motherfucker on the back of the bus. Like, a lot of comics are the motherfucker who used to make.
But weren't about that shit.
Well, no. Yeah, a lot of comics were the dudes that
actually about the shit.
But see, the back in the day, a lot of comics now are back in the day. They were the motherfuckers who was back. The only reason they was allowed to the back of the bus was because they made motherfuckers like me laugh. If you didn't have, because I was the aggressor, I was, you know what I'm saying. So that was my whole life and whatnot. So I'm about 20. I'm coming up on 5 years. So 2018 was when I started. Actually, well, yeah, June or July. I think it might be my baby mama's birthday, which is a weird coincidence. But it was 5 years ago. So around 2014 to like 2016, 2017, in them 2, 3, 4 year span, everybody I knew was dropping dead. You know what I'm saying? My brother Rodney, my brother Fredo, my brother Nick, my brother, shout out to the homegirl, Jasmine, my homegirl, Amber passed away recently. Like, it was just, I can drop you about 15. Fredo, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace. So many people was dropping dead.
I talked to him like a week before. That's what it hurt me.
I saw him 9 months, last time I saw him was 9 months prior at Rodney's funeral.
Exactly.
I was going to funerals every month.
Like, and then like Rodney, bro.
There was
Rodney, bro.
I don't
And
know.
then, man,
he's getting triggered over here.
Because like we know so many people,
Damn.
bro. Like, okay, keep going.
No.
Rodney, bro.
That's my bro.
Rodney.
That was my bro since 7th grade. We was 12 years old.
Bro.
Like
He was my favorite quarterback.
he was
my favorite quarterback.
he was the man on campus.
He was my favorite quarterback. He was their age. He was my favorite quarterback.
Exactly.
Because he had the swag and the respect, you know.
And he was
Like he was just him.
and he was a runner, and
it wasn't
he
no
ran
like
his shit,
faking
too.
it.
He was a
Exactly.
street dude,
He wasn't
too,
faking
and-
it.
Right.
He was who he was through
Exactly.
and through. And he respects you. You respect him through and through. Like that's why it's like.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm gonna tell you a quick funny story about. I remember one time I did some wild shit when I was a freshman in high school. We from 2 separate gangs, but we brothers.
Yeah, I know.
But we from 2
I
separate
know
gangs.
because
So
he was on the Castro side.
He was a blood.
He was on the Castro
Yeah,
side,
he was-
exactly.
shit,
the
he was
Castro
doing
side.
that shit before
and,
Castro.
Yeah, but I'm saying like him and Castro
But-
were on that same shit.
The
Because,
thing was,
like,
he asked me. He was like, "Did you do such and such?" I was like, "Yeah," because it was a direct disrespect to that gang.
Yeah,
But from where I'm from, yeah, I did.
yeah.
My brother looked at me. My brother Rodney looked at me. And was like, "Damn," but he just walked.
Yeah,
we never had
it
no
was
beef.
respect.
We still. He was just like,
Respect, bro.
because he understood also.
Respect is
I'm also
respect.
from the other side. We brothers.
Right.
There was
Respect
times
is
where
respect.
motherfuckers, when I came back to Taylor my junior year, there were motherfuckers who didn't know me because I had been gone a year and a half. Motherfuckers didn't know that I was connected, didn't realize the respect that I had when I came back into this school. So little youngsters,
Been
little
trying to
freshmen,
check you.
Yeah.
they
the
tried
young
to.
ones-
I remember
the young ones
one
didn't
day,
know,
these
yeah.
2 little youngsters tried to skip me in the goddamn lunch line. I looked at both of them. I was like, "You don't get your bitch ass to the back." They turned around. They didn't know what. They were like, "Who is this guy, bro? He definitely not from around here." No, these little underclassmen didn't know who I was. I'm on prison time here. Even though I didn't go to prison, I'm still
They
the
just
motherfuckers
got-
who raised me was
No,
in prison time.
This is
Yeah,
prison
right.
shit. It's a prison mentality when you
Yeah,
when
so-
you in the streets in the league, bro. You
I
got
remember
that
them 2
mindset.
youngsters went to Rodney and was like, "Yo, we about to jump this white boy." Da, da.
Rodney found
Rodney and them looked at Rodney, Marquise, and all them looked at him and was like, "What white boy?" They was like him, and they pointed over to me or whatever. Rodney and them told me this. They pointed. He was like, "Y'all ain't about to jump him. Y'all can go. We'll set it up. Y'all can fight him 1-on-1, but good luck." They told y'all ain't jumping him. Y'all,
That's real shit.
that's
This
our
is what
bro.
goes on
We'll
in the
line
league.
y'all up
This is
on a
Alief
1-on-one.
for you.
Yeah.
Full experience of how
But-
it is growing up in the
Good
Southwest,
luck.
bro.
Like, you better come with it because he's not playing.
And I was in game making. I'm just an athlete that's a nerd. Like just in the if you're raised where you're raised, you know what's up. You know?
Exactly.
That's how it is, bro. You're a part of it by default.
Exactly.
You don't pick and choose. You have no choice, dog. You adapt.
So you see the love that we have
see
for
that
this
shit,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when he dropped, when Fred, when all these people
I know,
dropped,
man. Now,
I was in probably the
Dillard,
darkest place.
So many
Yeah,
people,
D
bro.
Dilla passed
So
away.
many
Like
people, bro.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
many
I could
people,
sit here and
bro.
just name them.
I know. I'd rather not. Because
No, I'm
it's
not.
Like, but like we know.
This motherfucker in his feelings. So
I'm saying we about to go on a whole
I
diatribe.
know.
Like,
I'm trying to
damn.
go back to the.
we about to go on a like Stephen A. would say soliloquy. That
Yeah.
big ass word.
But, so with all
You know what
you
I'm saying?
see,
People don't know. That's what they don't know. It's just like they don't know.
and I'm giving them shit for it,
Yeah.
but I'm also fucking around, just joking around
Yeah,
because
exactly.
this is the.
That's why.
This was the brotherhood that we had. This was
Yeah.
I didn't have really a family. Like I'm one of 7 kids, but I didn't grow up with any of them.
Mhm.
It was just me and my moms. All I had little brothers with either with their moms or with our grandparents or their grandparents or their daddy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was the only child from a 17-year-old mother.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So these were my brothers. So I had so I was in such a dark place when all these motherfuckers started dropping, and I stumbled across the Patrice O'Neal Elephant in the Room. Stand up special.
That's the best one.
That's really the only one that he ever put
Yeah,
out.
like
Like
the top hat and the black suit. Like
Yeah,
the black
blue-
outfit.
like he-
yeah, blue like dark outfit.
he was that's his only 4-hour special that he put out.
That's just rest
And
in
it
peace.
made me rest in peace Patrice O'Neal. Like it made me laugh so hard, and the shit that he talked was completely
It's still
against-
relevant today.
Yeah.
It's so long ago, years and years
I
ago.
put it up against
and
Chappelle
it's
and
still
everybody.
relevant.
On the
That
special.
stand up, that special, you can still play today. It relates to now.
Exactly.
Like that's how.
So
That's
seeing
classic.
him
monumental it
do
is.
that
That is a classic.
and everything that they were saying, especially it's like 20, like I said, 2016, 2017.
Yeah, exactly.
All the people at that time, what everything he was saying was supposed to be against.
Yeah, controversial.
Was controversial against the code, whatever the goddamn case is. But I remember how hard I was laughing. And at that time, like I said, I was a shit talker and I would make other people laugh. And I'm in this dump, I'm raising my little girl, got the system against me, you know what I'm saying, can barely work because I don't have a support system. Like I said, I ain't got no family. So my daughter, when she's not in school, she's with me at work. At a restaurant, sitting there for 8, 12 hours. And so I would have to beg people, please, I know you're going to take your kids to the park today. Come grab my daughter for a couple hours. Get her out of this restaurant. So I'm going through all this shit, people dying, and I'm making people laugh, all this shit. I'm working hard at this, it was a Buffalo Wild Wings. And the day that I did my meeting to become a manager, and the low ball offer that I had gotten, and basically was like, either you take it or you don't. And I realized that all my hard work led to nothing. To become some bullshit manager at a B-Dubs, and they pay you like you might as well be a manager at Arby's. Right. And not be here till 4 in the morning. So that day, I hit up my brother Amir. He from Memorial, he, you know what I'm saying, his family had money, Muslim dude. Fat old dude worked with me at B-Dubs, jolly, always laughing, this and that. He was always telling me, like, oh, you should try to hit the mic or whatever. And I didn't know where to go for open mics. I had no idea. Rodney's sister, Carisha, is married to Ray, etc. Shout out to my bro Ray, etc.
What the fuck?
He is he's like my OG, one of my OGs in this
Who
comedy
you
game.
know, not what you know.
She posted about his open mic. It was the second week that it was going. This was on a Monday. Shout out to original Bodega Mondays at Ocean's Air back when I was there.
Bodegas?
That's what it's called, Bodega Monday. They posted about the flyer or whatever that day, and I called my brother Amir, and I was like, bro, I need to go hit a mic. I need to do it. Like, this restaurant shit ain't gonna work. I love making people laugh. I have everybody rolling on. I need to go do it.
You've
never been on stage, none of that shit. And I can promise you, Ray, etc. can attest to this, because when I first met him, I didn't realize I had already met him because the Rodney's candlelight vigil and all that shit. So when I walked up on him, we in Third World, we on Emancipation. I'm talking about it used to be Dowling. Now it's Emancipation. We 288 and
you in the mix over there.
No, it was past OST. This was right there by that street. I forget what the street name
By
was.
the hospital?
No, opposite end. We in right before McGregor.
Oh yeah, you in the mix.
We was on
not re-road though.
down the street from
not re-road though.
No, that's on the other side of 16. I'm talking about by D-Bar.
Right.
Shit.
If you know what D-Bar at, we talking about like Alabama. We talking about like down that direction. I walked up on him. It was me and my brother Amir. Like I said, he's from Iran. So white dude, Iranian dude walking up. I start chopping with her,
That sounds
etc.
like a story. Like you have a white guy and a Arabic guy walking into a bar.
Yeah, like
that type of shit.
This is what happened when we walked up to this club. I told chopping with Ray. I'm like, yeah, it's open mic. He's like, yeah. And I was like, ain't you Carisha's husband? And he was like, yeah. He was like, remind me how I know you again. So if anybody who's not black is watching, if you ask a question, if you introduce yourself or you say, hey, you know what I'm saying, hey, ain't you such and such a spouse? And a motherfucker go, remind me how I know you again. And then they stiffen up, like their hands kind of just go amongst their sides. Understand your answer better be correct.
Better be good. It better be good. Because how do you know her?
Because one of two things is about to happen.
Right? Exactly.
Because in his mind, fuck comedy. How you know my wife?
Wisdom talk.
You know what I'm saying? That's just game for the life.
Yeah, exactly. Put y'all on.
But he, my brother Ryan, blah, blah. I was like, man, yo, I'm here to pop my chest. First time I ever did comedy, blah, blah. I get up on that stage. And like I said, he'll attest to, you can ask him. Killed the fucking room.
Good.
Wow, how long?
It was probably 5, minutes, something like that, maybe 8. I don't somewhere in the realm of 5.
Like an open
5
mic
minutes
type
feel
of-
like forever.
Just saying, that
First
could feel
time I'm
like a
getting on
lifetime,
stage,
bro.
he brought me up like, it's the first time he's ever getting up, blah, blah. I get off stage. This is how I know he can attest, because when I went and sat down, my brother Mir was like, Ray goes up there, does his little bit, brings up the next guy. When he walks up to me, taps me on the shoulder, he goes, that wasn't your first time. I looked at him, I was
like a Datron up there.
I was like, no, that was my first time being on stage with a microphone. Like, the only other time I ever been on stage with a microphone was 6th grade choir. And I was really active with the dance and shit, and everybody else was stiff, so everybody else got mad and got quiet. So then it was just my voice on the speaker, and I heard my voice, and I realized I couldn't sing, and I never touched a microphone after that. I was like,
that's what it really is.
Granny was lying to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But so I got on stage, did it that way, and the energy I felt that night is some shit that I always chase. I've had nights where I felt that recently, but. And this isn't to say that I just came out the gates killing it, because that first night I killed, like the next 8-10 weeks was bad.
You were bombing?
I was riding, and this was the worst part. I'm riding a bus from Alief.
He had to go
I'm on the 25.
Oh,
Riding
Richmond.
all the way.
Yeah, no,
I'm riding the Richmond bus.
Yeah,
this is where the club was. The Richmond bus went all the way down by TSU.
Yeah.
That's where the club was.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I would ride a bus for fucking 3
was
hours.
It? Arma? Which club was it?
Originally, it wasn't off Richmond. It was off Emancipation. It was called Ocean's Ave.
Okay.
It looked like it was a barbershop.
But
turned
you know that
into
25 bus
club.
rides all the way downtown. It goes all the way.
It goes to TSU.
Oh, yeah,
and
exactly.
bus,
It goes far,
before it goes to Wheeler.
Yeah, before, exactly.
So, but no, after Wheeler. It does Wheeler, and then it goes,
Wheeler.
and it goes into the third ward. That's where I was doing comedy. But
that makes sense.
That feeling was what I was chasing. And for, like I said, for like 8-10 weeks after that, I'm talking about bombed. Like, I was riding a 3-hour bus ride just to see motherfuckers staring at me.
Well, let me tell you this, but I don't mean to cut you off. But let me tell you this. And there's not a single great comedian, mediocre comedian, underground comedian. All comedians bomb, bro. So like, don't feel discouraged.
Oh, I don't. No more.
No more.
No more.
Yeah.
In the beginning, oh my God, that shit sucks. It sucks. I heard Joe Rogan explained it as, it's like having to suck 10,000 dicks in front of your mom.
Oh my God.
But the problem is, there's somebody out there who hates their mom. And when they suck 10,000 dicks in front of her just to hurt her feelings. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
It's
it
the
does feel
equivalent
like
of the
that.
worst feeling on earth. Okay, I get the concept. I get
No, definitely, but damn.
That's an extreme.
But it also don't, like, now if I go up and it's not, I'm using the crowd. If you're not laughing, like, if I can get a couple, it can be 2 or 3 people just laughing. And if I see y'all laughing, I'm turning my attention to you.
That happens.
The rest of
I see you laughing over there. I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta
you
use
can feed
that.
off of them.
Right. Exactly.
And then the rest of the crowd can get along with the program. I
I don't give a fuck if they got the program.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're right.
If I'm getting paid or I'm not getting paid, this is my time. When I'm on stage, that's my time.
Mm-hmm.
You either laugh and you get along with it and you ride with me, or you don't.
I learned that too.
Yeah. I'm curating my crowd.
I learned that too. As someone who's hosted events,
that's-
that's performed at events,
These big
like
these big names, they've spent 20 and 30 years curating their crowds.
Absolutely.
That's why they're doing theaters. That's why they're doing arenas. Like
Right.
That's why when people go to their shows, unless you are fucking Chappelle, and for some reason people just want to show up to be angry, like, and even then he's curated such an authentic crowd that people gonna defend him. See,
Facts.
there's this idea right now, like a lot of people, if you get canceled, that's because you was being something that you weren't. Ellen DeGeneres got canceled for being a shitty boss.
No. She was.
How many of us do?
It was a lot of her employees that were
A
like,
lot.
man,
But y'all work on TV.
They didn't treat anyone with any dignity.
But she only got shit because she was this giggly, joking around in your face, and she was the person at daytime TV. She was the person everybody wanted to like. You found she was a bitch backstage. I don't give a fuck. I deal with shitty bosses all the time. Guess what? I'm cleaning pools, bitch. I'm not on TV.
Exactly.
I'm not getting credits.
Right.
don't nobody give me credit for the work I do, bitch. Y'all get credits.
See, the only, and I agree with you for the most part about the Ellen point. Only thing is like, now if Ellen started fucking with people's money, then even if you clean the pools, right?
That's what
if your boss is like starting to cut your check short, then you're like, wait, hold on, bro. I'm not about to clean pools.
She's just known for being a bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
But she ain't no.
But I don't think that was the case with Ellen. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
She's a bitch.
But see, when they do
manipulative.
But like, let's say you fuck with my money as let's say you fuck with my money as an everyday person. I have one or two ways to address it: civilly or physically. And I'm going to address it that way because you're playing with my money, right? And I'm going to be like that in general. I don't give a fuck where I'm at in the business atmosphere. This is why I'm working on getting people to handle certain shit for me, because we can. I'm that aggressive type or whatever. But at the end of the day, this is my point to it is, but to the point is like, unless it's financial, we all did. She got canceled because she wasn't truly who she's supposed to, who she's portrays on TV. I'm gonna be me. I'm in this. I'm 5 years in. I don't look at this shit like I need to be making money from this shit until 10, 15, 20 years in. I'm on the old school mindset. I'm not on this. You can go to my IG at White Boy Eddy. There's a couple clips from stand-up shows I've done. There might be some shit about me ranting, but it's not consistently. And I don't do a lot of this shit is half-baked. They do these little 30-second to 1 minute sketches or skits or whatever, but it's half-baked ideas. It's trying to pump out as much shit as possible to see what catches. I'm not of that. I'm not of this mindset of today. I'm in the shit for the long haul. So because of that, I'm just gonna be me. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, the only thing I ask is if you don't fuck with me, you don't like me, let it be because you've understood and found out who the fuck I am, and as a grand scheme, not who you perceive me to be. Because I might check off this box, so he's imitating a culture or whatever the case. Understand the environment, the people who actually raised me. The dope boys were the ones who gave me money when we was going to the corner store. You know what I'm saying? To get ice cream. These were my influences. They didn't look like me, but that I looked up to them. I never looked for somebody who looked like me to be what brought me up. No, it was always about intention. It was always about what they was trying to do. Exactly. When I got into the game, they looked at me and was like, "You sure? Okay, you are? Well, damn.
That's how it goes.
Here's your path.
You make the choice.
You know what I'm saying?
You're here.
You done got off the porch.
Accepted. Yeah, exactly.
Once I jumped off the porch, it was never a race
Welcome
thing.
to the brotherhood.
And shit, the brotherhood stabbed me in the back sometimes. Yeah. Because that was the environment of the streets though. But
it's not the brotherhood itself, it's the people within the brotherhood.
Yeah, well, not everybody is as solid as they say they are.
Exactly. That's what happens.
A lot of motherfuckers don't realize
the
that
brotherhood itself doesn't betray you. But it's the bullshit within the brotherhood because people.
But that bullshit is sewn in.
People are gonna be people.
People are gonna snitch regardless.
Yeah, people are.
Not everybody is built for it. Not everybody can abide by the rule. You can't beat the rod, but you can beat the case. Right. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
And a lot of motherfuckers who went to school for this shit.
I've been through that
to handle that shit for you.
That too, man. I've been through that too. I'm not even affiliated into that too. As far as people that you thought you could trust, and you go into some shit into, and they.
It's life.
When shit hits the fan. They fold.
Exactly. So, God damn it, CTE.
No, but you're basically getting to the point of.
That's gonna be one of the main parts of the.
What was your question, sir?
No.
CTE compilation.
CTE compilation.
Hey, this is gonna be a good part of the.
You play like 5 seconds before you go. Damn, what was I saying?
You gonna know, but what y'all do is y'all cut it with what originally started the rant. Yeah, and then you don't even put the rest of it, and then you put where I'm ending,
where you end,
and then damn, what was the point? Next scene. Wait, ain't that?
Edit that, huh?
Couldn't you have this bitch playing from a screen to be like, oh, this is what you Jamie? Ain't you supposed to be the black Jamie from the Rogan Experience?
True that. We have an editor. He is the producer.
Fucking producer just wants to be in front. He wants to be all in front of the camera. Wants to be all at the video shoot.
Like Suge Knight is saying. You don't want the producer all up in the video.
Yeah.
Oh,
They on your head, beast.
Damn, producers, bro. That's hilarious.
Producers always want to get a little spotlight.
He's trying to
A little bit,
get on the bandwagon with us. He's like, man, fuck them producers, man. He's ready to go against his own point. He's like, producer ain't no producer. The way he just looked at me when I picked my head up, I'm just
like,
If you notice, he's been talking the least, so you can tell that he's obviously the producer as well. Like, he's not the type to be in the spotlight, be out here actively.
Leave it to the white man to make shit awkward. Now we got to give caveats.
I realized what I was doing while I was doing it, and then he says it, I'm like, it's happening.
But see, that's we're talking about canceling.
Yeah.
See how that shit
This is
come
what
full
we live in
circle?
now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
But
just constantly
the
did
fact
some
that-
cancel culture shit.
It's the fact that you try to add the caveat.
Yeah.
So that's the point of just trying
We
to be
used to
authentic.
just chop and just let
So
it
that's why I
ride.
even called you on it.
Damn.
I'm joking calling you on it.
But we just
But
opened my
it's-
eyes
but
to
I'm just
something
being
that I
me.
even
Yeah.
But,
And I
but,
made a whole,
understand.
we
But
got a
it's
whole
me being me.
podcast, bro.
so I'm just being me.
We're
and
supposed
it's
to
like,
just be ourselves. And I'm still doing that shit.
but it's where society has pushed you. Understand something. You can't take shit from me. You can't take my ability to get on stage away from me.
Yeah.
I work 2 jobs. I work pools during the day, and then I immediately do Uber Eats. I don't have an apartment, bro. I don't have a roof over my head. I sleep in my car every night. I shit you not. This is real. I sleep in my fucking car, the one I pulled up in.
Yeah.
I sleep in that bitch every night.
Yeah.
Because I use the money that I make to not only take care of my daughter, but also to reinvest into my fucking craft. What I do, I can go to Austin today and do mics, just open mics or whatever. I can put my money into, I don't have to worry about bills right now. I can move to, like, I lived in Atlanta all
That's the
last
whole thing
year
is invested.
and figured out how to do it. And shout out to TJ So Sincere. She, my homegirls, my big sis. When I was about to leave, because I didn't have nowhere to stay, that bitch opened up. She was like, hey, I got an extra room. You rent that motherfucker from me. And she extended my stay there and really helped me get on my feet. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, TJ So Sincere on IG.
Genuine connections, bro.
Because I work so hard, I work hard so that I can, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can't take nothing from me. You can't rip a contract from me. I'm going to be me. If you're going to do a partnership with me, whether it be through like advertise, whatever that shit's called, ambassador of your brand, whatever, you getting me. If you're going to come to my shows, you getting me. It's authentic me. You either fuck with me for who I am. If you don't, at least give me the decency to see who the fuck I am, understand who the fuck I am, and then you can be like, well, I don't like his perception, his ideology, or whatever the case may be. But don't hate on me for because who you perceive me to be. And that we do that a lot to a lot of people. And so, you know what I'm saying, being lucky enough to create my own fan base and having that freedom. A lot of people ain't free. A lot of people trying to do shit for a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And don't do, and for y'all, and this is my maybe advice what y'all do on the podcast. Be you. Let them
to the fullest.
Let them
fullest.
fuck with y'all
Right.
That's what drew
who
me into this
y'all are.
shit. Because you'll see my post on Facebook.
Oh, to the stuff.
Wisdom talk,
I'm
yo.
being me on Facebook. That's what drew me to have a podcast, to have an actual panel, a platform where all of us could just be ourselves.
Right.
Fuck
Give 'em the
all
fullest.
the judgment and all the other shit.
Yeah.
And this is the other part that sucks about social media.
Yeah.
If you, whatever you type, right? You know how they always try to say, oh, well, words mean this. Words mean something. That's bullshit. Because if words just meant exactly what they meant, why the fuck we got book clubs? Why the fuck is there a priest trying to explain what this verse meant? If words just meant what they meant. So this is why I don't comment on your shit, because, and not just your shit, I'm talking about in general. Unless I'm trolling. Yeah, I love fucking with people. Because this is a thing about social media as a whole. Whenever you type something up and you press post, right? That's your intent, that's your context, that's your life experience.
Exactly.
Has you using the words that you're using.
Exactly.
When somebody reads it, it's being interpreted with their content, with what they think the intent was, what they went through in life. So your message ends up getting lost
Wisdom talk.
because what you said and how you meant it and what you wanted it to be perceived as got misconstrued because this motherfucker done went through a whole opposite, so it registered improperly. But if you sit down and do like a podcast or have a fucking conversation like we used to have, it used to be, hey, we may not agree on this and that and whatever the case may be, but you know what? I know you're a good fucking person. I know that you're a great dad or a great wife or a great family person. Or we may disagree on the war in Iraq or whether weed should be legalized or whether abortion should be legalized. You know, back in the day, like it used, but you know what? I know that you're my neighbor and I understand the person that you are. And I respect that person that you are, even if we don't align politically or religiously or whatever. Now it's just you have to check off everybody. And the thing is, to the cancellation thing, like you just be yourself. You have to. You got to be yourself because the people who fuck with you, they fuck with you for who you are. They also going to defend you for who the fuck you are.
I've seen that now more than ever. I've seen that now more than ever in these last couple months.
And the thing about it too is like there's an audience for people being true. Like that's the whole beauty of it, right? Like people that get into these kind of entertainment spaces, they think that they got to put on some sort of facade or front to get that attention. But it's like what they don't realize is that there's an audience for people. There's people that are seeking that energy of trueness, of authenticness, of people want that. People want to see that. They gravitate towards it consciously, subconsciously. They want to see someone being real. But because that's not what they're used to in their daily. Because some people go to a 9-to-5 office job, corporate, and it's all fake. It's all everybody following rules right. And then when they watch something like this, where there are no rules, we doing us. We cussing, we doing whatever, we drinking, we chilling. Like that they love that. But you know, it's an escape for them to a certain degree.
But the thing is, it's gonna be harder to be you. Like the accolades,
this is gonna be the only thing they have at a point.
You know what I'm saying?
But come to a point where all they can do in escape is to watch shit like this.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's going to go down this. It's the same route that I'm doing in comedy. To go down being authentic, or go down the route being true and authentic to yourself and exactly who you are, and waiting for the people who will fuck with you and ride with you to hear you and to get on the bandwagon and rock with you. It's gonna be a longer road traveled. You're also gonna learn a lot more. You're gonna take in, compared to people who fake it. They get all these accolades and they get all this
quickly. They get it all quick.
They get it all overnight.
But
see, I'm not but on the long
problems.
Right, but on the long journey, though, I'm not tripping.
No.
Hey, let it take its time. Guess what though? I'm still me. I'm not compromised. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. I don't have uncomfortable sleep at night because I got to this point. Yeah, it took you 2 years and it took me 12 years, but guess what? You're the one that's having the uncomfortable sleep. I'm not. I'm sleeping great. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to struggle longer. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't sell my soul.
But the people that fuck with you know you for who you are.
Right. And they're not going to turn against you.
Day one.
And that's what I was going to say. Those are diehard fans, bro. They will. You can put your Cash App on the thing for those types of fans, and they will fund you. They'll be like,
friends, family members. Those are the day ones. Those are the ones like no matter what, they know you.
Yeah, but them motherfuckers don't support you. Family and friends don't support you.
I agree.
Until you make it.
I wasn't saying like all
they don't support you until you have free tickets to give them.
They come when you.
I'm singing firsthand with music, bro.
They don't fuck with you until your event is an experience.
Exactly.
They might come to the first one.
I don't like that.
They might come to the first one.
Exactly.
They wait for your event to be like, oh, we're planning it months in advance. We got the babysitter going. Exactly. We're going to go have dinner here. Then we're going to go see him here. But once you become that, when people start dedicating a whole night to you, that's when
they coming out the woodwork.
They start popping up and want to do all that. But
I'm the type of dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be like, hey, man. That's the exit door. I don't see at this point in my life, even with my own family, my brother, my sisters, my mom, my dad, and I've had these talks with them before. I've told them straight up, look, when some shit pops off of me, not if, when it does.
Hey,
Um,
speaking to
Based.
I don't have a problem Xing people out. I'm serious. Family members, friends. If you weren't there in the struggle with me when I needed you, or when you could visually see, you have a sense and idea of what I'm doing with my life or what I'm trying to, my aspirations, and you didn't want to partake or help out when you had the resources to help out, and you see me
I mean, like posts like this as well.
Yeah, it's like, bro, nah, bro. Like, I'm good.
I grew up with.
Yeah.
Family members or friends I grew up with, admiring and idolizing, them turning on me. Whenever this shit goes, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
I can't forget.
This is my thing. I don't hold a grudge.
It's not like it's not like hatred, but it's just like I'm not gonna forget how you're treating me.
Yeah,
that's
but
what
see, and this is
not never forgetting.
You all, and this is me being objective to it. Like, I got a homie who's. And we're not like super close, but we cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's now a coach in the NBA, not a head coach, but he was a baller for many years. He played for the Rockets. He played for other teams. Cool cat. You know what I'm saying? I've never once went to him and was like, hey, you know, hey, you think you can help me out with X amount of dollars so I can
right, of course.
I get also that you a multimillionaire. He lives modestly. He's got his family. The reason we cool is because I would have never initiated the conversation more than just me, because we met me cleaning his pool. I would have never initiated the conversation if I hadn't seen the family dynamic that with his wife, his kids, the way he was. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker, he didn't, you know, he family man. He lived modestly, nice house. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Couple nice cars, whatever. But he lived within his means and also understood. But so you also have to make sure that, like, it's good. One, we got that relationship, but it's also good that he never tried to offer me anything to be like, yo, here's a couple thousand, whatever the case. And it's also great, like, our relationship is also great because I never asked and stepped over that line.
Oh yeah,
those are the best relationships.
Exactly. And but see,
someone like that they expect that.
Yeah, but I'm learning a life experience also.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't want to be the motherfucker who they was able to take. I don't want your money. Motherfucker, if you thought some shit was funny, just share it. You'll share some other shit.
Here's my thing though, right? So with me, for an example, right? I've been that guy I was bringing it like 2 years ago. I was in a relationship. I had 100K in my bank account. You know what I'm saying? And there were certain people, I still got people to this very day that hit me up on Facebook or they'll text me asking me for money because they always knew I was that guy that had it. And I'm being the humanitarian person that I am, I was always that dude that would look out for people. I'd be like, all right, how much you need? You need like a couple $100?
Yeah, bless
pay. I'm blessing people. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it's like to be in that position.
Oh yeah.
So when I got it, if you're my homie, if you're my homeboy, and I trust you and I fuck with you, and I see that you're struggling and I'm not, and I got 100K in the bank and you're struggling, that first of all, that's not a good look on me.
Facts,
for my homeboy to be fucking struggling, you know what I'm saying? And I'm over here thriving and having 100K. I got resources. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck are you sleeping in your car when I got the house over here? I got multiple bedrooms.
That's a mindset.
Like, bro, you need some help, bro? Like,
that's a mindset.
It's one thing. Like, okay, let's say I don't have 100K, but I only have like 10, 20K. And my bills equate to like 8, 9. Okay, I still may not be able to help you, even though I'm bringing in like 20K a month, whatever. But it's because my bills. But if it's an exceeding amount and I'm good, you know what I'm saying,
bro? Yeah.
My friends, my friends that I cut for that are my friends' should not be poor. They should not be broke, bro. Should not be.
Oh yeah.
There's no way,
Take it
bro.
from the motherfucker who is. I appreciate, like, and this is going to my homie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's not who you was really going at with. But this is my thing. This is my thing.
First of all,
I've always appreciated my struggle.
No doubt.
Never the life experience, the shit that it has taught me. I don't. So many motherfuckers out here nowadays are waiting for Superman.
Right.
To come save them. So many motherfuckers want to be saved. So many motherfuckers want they go to blow up. So many no.
But
when you make it, doing it the way that you fucking do it, when you accomplish the shit that you accomplish, whatever your end goal is, and you didn't have to have somebody who gave you a shortcut, you appreciate that accomplishment so much fucking more. That's a fact. When motherfuckers give you that, they grab, like, I would never go to my partner.
Right.
I know you got 6-7 zeros in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I would never go to you.
Yeah,
But see.
I'm talking about even when I'm hungry.
We
Right.
all have
Because I don't want you to fix my uncomfortableness. I want you to fix
I don't
my
want you to feel. I don't want to feel
We
that
all
way.
have that same mentality.
But
Even when I
here-
brought up Trevin, like, bro, like we all have homies like that, 6-7 figure type of homies that we grew up with, and we've been knowing that we will never use that as a reason to come up.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Here's the
We
thing.
were friends before that shit.
Right. And
I use that shit.
I feel where you're coming from, right? I feel you.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me give you
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm also the person like you. When I do have it, everybody have it.
Right.
Exactly.
So I understand the mindset you
And that's
have.
why he's
And
hard. That's
since
why
we
he's
use you, I'm gonna
like
use you as an
like
example,
that,
right? I'm gonna use you as an
We all
example,
work that
right?
way.
You
That's
got a
another
plan.
topic.
You have ambitions. You got drive. You got a plan, right? You're not just some fucking bum that's like just sitting around waiting on handouts. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
also have a fucked up goddamn mental health problem, and I've been known to burn some shit down when I shouldn't have.
So
Yeah, aware of it.
right. But if
I'm
you
above it. It's
my-
not like it's
right,
like
but my
in denial.
right, but my thing
This
is.
may also be a reason why not everybody wants to just come help me.
But my thing is, if a homie of mine has a game plan, you have an execution, you have a plan on how you're going to execute your ambition, your goal, and you just need a little boost. And I have the resources, I got the money, I can help you with that. It's like any other investment. It's like investors, right? Investors take risk all the time on random motherfuckers that they don't know. They invest into that. They want a return on the investment and ROI, but it's like there's still a risk factor nonetheless. You're investing into this business or person thinking that okay, they're gonna prosper if I give them that kickstart. You know what I'm saying? Like
or like record companies used to do back in the day, and why they would own everybody's masters was like, we took a gamble on 10 people, only one of them popped.
Right.
So we need to be able to make as much money off of this one to cover the last 10.
Right.
Now, I wonder if this is a cultural thing. Now, I know this has gotten people in trouble so much, but why is the Jewish community so prosperous when it comes to those like entertainment?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Financial? Hold on. So this is my thing. They're willing to invest on 10 because they understand.
Israel,
Okay,
the Zionists.
well, I'm saying not even it just
No,
like
no,
let's
the
take
Jewish people, I'm just saying
let's take like what's it called, the entertainment industry,
the 1%.
because they'll drop money on 10 expecting at least hopefully one pops, right?
Yeah.
Now the environment, the culture that I come from, and we all have grown up in one way, shape, or form.
Yep.
There's this
Kanye was talking about.
well, there's this idea that like how I was talking, like I don't want to take money for, you know what I'm saying? And then also they have people constantly coming at them trying to get money from them and this, that. And so like that's why I never did it.
Yeah.
Right. But I wonder if that's how do I put this? Like I wonder if it's
Them boys.
damn, how do I'm trying to
You
think
talking
of
about them
I'm trying to
boys.
think of the way I can get the idea out or the thought process I'm having. It just came to me. I was like, it's kind of conflicting. It's like, is this why that community has been able to prosper so much more than other communities who have been?
And you know why else they
Yeah.
prosper? I'm gonna tell you why.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oppressed ideas
You're on the
because
right
it's
track.
like
Yeah, on the right track.
there's this idea of like, okay, I made it. Let me hold and
I'm gonna tell you, and
I
that's
work with Jewish people. For
You see
crying.
what I'm saying?
I'm-
But you get what
yeah.
That BMW.
Here's the
it's
thing,
an idea that
and,
just
and,
came.
and,
I'm just trying to go ahead.
and it's not just the Jewish community. You could go to the Asians. You can go to the East Indians.
Yeah.
They all practice the same thing that I'm about to tell you right now.
Yeah.
They pass their wealth down. They keep their they
It's
create
hereditary.
generational wealth. So that's why, to the struggle point, I feel you on the struggle, but a lot of reasons why a lot of these communities stay in power and they have so many resources is because their children they pass it to them. They don't struggle like that. The whole point is to have something to pass
JP
down
Morgan,
and to keep it built and keep it
Rockefeller.
going. Right.
Yeah.
The
That's all
Rockefeller,
of them.
the 12 family,
Yeah.
Rockefeller, all that.
JP
You think their children struggle?
Yeah, no.
Fuck no.
Question for
They
you.
don't
Those
struggle.
are the 1%
But
of the nations.
but that's what I'm saying. They don't.
That's why you brought up China. Made it China.
Exactly.
Everything
So
made in
two
China,
questions,
right?
because
But I appreciate the struggle though because of what you said. I agree.
The wealth,
I want to throw something. I want to ask a question for you, and I'm gonna add a caveat to it. But I need to know because this is going to be a question that's really, I think it's going to be deep, and it's going to make. So one, are we cut out at 2 hours flat?
Yeah, we're still here until they start getting to the window.
We in the building.
They'll be like,
So this
they'll
is
come to the door and be like, hey, are y'all done yet? And
No,
then we'll
we-
be like, all right, guys, we gotta go.
So this is the
That's
one.
really how it
This
goes.
is the one question I'm gonna ask, and hopefully we have the time for
Yeah.
y'all to answer it because
Oh, please do.
Oh,
Let's get it.
some
This
shit.
deep
get it.
This is
right
this
here,
is to
This is
your
all
point.
good.
By
This
the
all
way,
good
before you ask the
situations.
question though, you got to come back because I do want to talk about more comedy if we do get cut short.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to get into like your your aspirations, your future, and all that.
Yeah.
'Cause- yeah. But you go ahead
can-
because this is deep right now. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool too.
We are.
So to the
This
point,
is wisdom talk, yo.
So
Yeah,
to
right.
the point of like Chinese community, Jewish community, East Indian community, even within the African community, like immigrant community, so they tend to let's take Chinatown over off of Bel Air. Poor Asians, rich Asians, they all intermingle amongst each other, right? Sometimes I wonder, and it sounds weird, but did integration fuck up that for the black community?
Yes.
Oh.
Resounding yes.
So my
Yes, it did.
caveat to what I'm saying
It did.
is prior to integration, back when redline and things like that, which we can agree were fucked up practices, but what it caused was like, let's take Third
This is
Ward.
the most controversial shit.
Third Ward, you can go over there and you see 2 and 3 and 4-story houses, castles in Third Ward. Those were originally owned by black folks.
Right.
Those were the black folks that had the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, there were
Yes.
poor black people down the
Yes.
street as well.
Yeah.
What
But
they
all the
made,
money was still within the community.
Yeah.
Right.
The corner store owner
God.
and the feed store owner and
Wisdom talk. Y'all
the
don't know.
furniture store owner wasn't Middle Eastern. He wasn't
They pushed them
Korean.
out.
He wasn't no other race. It was
Right. It was all black.
The black dude that owned that
It was
mansion,
a
that
rich black
castle,
community.
was the
That's-
black dude that owned
Third Ward is originally a rich black community.
yeah, but it's still the money that was coming
privately though.
the money that was coming from the people who shopped at those businesses.
Mama-
That
Mama-
money went into another black hand.
Yeah.
So when you had integration,
Jay Prince related it, actually.
yeah, but when you had integration
A
occur,
little bit.
which without integration, without integration, I wouldn't. I'm not
No.
the person I am.
Right.
But at the
Right,
same time, objectively speaking, when I look at it, I'm like, once you had integration, things like that, yes, you had white flight from certain areas of the city, but what else you had was black wealth leaving,
Yes.
and the people that were left behind
Yep.
were poor black, and
Man,
so
wisdom
they
talk,
took
yo.
their money out. And now I had a homie who was like, man, why wouldn't I take the money that I can make on this house and then go and like with a plant, you pull the roots, you transfer it
Yeah.
to another piece of soil.
Exactly.
So I get his idea of it too, but my thing is, we talk about the black dollar. The black dollar stays within the
That's a black
community
market.
within like what 12 seconds or some
Yeah.
shit like that. It's some wild shit
Yeah,
like that.
and the Jewish dollar circulates with them six, 7 times before it leaves,
Exactly.
right?
And
Exactly.
Middle Eastern and Indian,
6, 7 times before it leaves.
Latino. If you notice,
thing.
I'm half Mexican, but if you notice, a lot of
is
communities that were original first time like black home ownership. Let's take like Sunnyside, and
Yeah,
if you look at it now, Latinos are now moving in those.
Yeah.
old Bel Air.
And they're and I'm not saying nothing negative about Latinos. They're doing, but
They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And it's like, but has that also?
I deal with that at work.
So that's the question. Like, I know you jumped real quick. Did integration fuck up that?
It did, bro.
That
And I'm gonna tell you,
that community amongst
it did, bro. Because,
Very good.
and I'm gonna tell you why it fucked it up. Because, like you just explained it, man. And on top of that, I'll take it a step further. That's where I feel like Martin Luther King fucked up. I'm gonna be real, because Malcolm X wasn't on that type of energy. Martin Luther King was the one trying to. I have a dream that everybody's gonna come together,
but you couldn't have one without the other.
Malcolm was,
you had to have
radical. Yeah, of course you had. They had to exist.
But if you didn't have Martin,
you have a choice of the views you would rather. That you know is like better.
But see, Malcolm,
you need one to have the other.
But see, Malcolm spoke to the ones who didn't want to turn the other cheek.
More radical.
Martin spoke to the ones who wanted to turn the other cheek and try to. So you had to have yin and yang.
Yeah, you needed
neither one would have.
That's why
their message.
You need both to make that decision on which one you.
Well, they were both pushing for the same thing. Yeah, just their route to get there.
Exactly.
That's why they. That's why they were able to get shit done.
More radical.
But so you had to have a yin and yang.
Right.
That's why Malcolm speaks so strongly to you, where Martin might speak so strongly to somebody else. But in order for y'all to still want the same end goal, but to the same exact thing, also Malcolm also changed his mentality when he went to
exactly.
He sure did.
So, but it doesn't take away from the point that you make. Go ahead.
Yeah. Known for what he was known for before the prison.
Yeah,
right.
So that's what we take with when we think of Malcolm. We think of that. Before the prison, that's what we.
Well, before he went to Mecca and started kind of going, he started going against the nation and things like that. You know,
around the time when he met Classic Clay and the whole Moran.
Yeah, when he. Well, I'm talking about after that. See, he was very strong, black centric, very. You know what I'm saying? But he went to Mecca. After a while, that's why he ended up having beef with the nation.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he started looking like shit. I'm in Mecca and my fellow. You know, my brothers, my fellow Muslims are of the white hue that I'm fighting against. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ultimately may have gotten him murdered. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, that definitely played a role in that.
So, but sorry, go ahead, bro.
No. I mean, but I feel like you do have to have a yin and a yang. I get that aspect of it, like balance and all that. But I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong, right? So. At the end of the day, what ultimately happened? We ended up integrating, so everybody kind of swayed towards Martin, and look what happened. Look where we're at now. You know what I'm saying? Black people, even though we spend the most collectively in large numbers, we have the least amount of resources and money compared to all other communities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like integration. Actually, in my perspective, according to history, I think it did the black community the service. I really feel like that because we were the ones that were willing to go spend outside more than everybody else. But even after integration happened, you still had communities keeping it within their community. You know what I'm saying? In more discreet and selective ways.
So this is my thing. Was it? So here's the other question: was it integration, or was it the force? No, forcing the ideology.
Yeah,
I think it could be both. A little bit both.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
System that they made it into.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Yeah. I think it's both.
That's exactly both, what it is. They used that forced narrative and made it into their own way of doing it, of obliging upon it, like running it accordingly, like by their terms, by this way.
Yeah, and see, this is in
certain limitations and everything else.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt.
No, we're agreeing.
But so the reason I'm asking this also is, one, I feel comfortable to be able to ask that in here without this becoming a big fucking shout.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? And if you disagree,
right?
You could have, if you know, we had this. And I just met you. I've known you since back in the day. You know, so I just met you.
Yeah.
But we were able to have this conversation.
Exactly.
I understand the complexion that I'm in.
Right.
So to be able to ask that question in today's society, a lot of times you're gonna get all this crazy ass people, whatever the case may be.
Nah, but see, that
you can't have this conversation on Facebook.
No.
But see, but that depends. Right. But that also depends.
Canceled.
But see, to your point though, that also depends on the type of mind that you're talking to or dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Like we're open-minded here. We're gonna talk about whatever, bro. It's a professional setting, but at the same time we're chilling. Like you know, be you, like you were saying earlier. Just be yourself, bro. And again, there may be. I mean, I haven't really disagreed with anything you've said so far. You know what I'm saying? We're on point. But I'm just saying, like you know, all of us. But you know,
I also know it's a crazy ass question and mental process or statement or whatever to come from my pale ass. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna fuck some people up to just be like, damn, am I agreeing with a white man right now? Like, I disagree with a white man that integration was wrong.
But see, I'm a
like I said, I've been stopped even thinking about that when I'm talking to you. So like me personally, that was just a good ass question. I just answered it.
So Martin was right in wanting people to be viewed based on their character and the content.
Even though I'm a Malcolm dude,
you up. You disagree with Martin.
But Martin had a point. When I was a kid, I was a Martin dude. When I got older, I became a Malcolm guy. But I still agree with both. Like, there's still bits and pieces with both of them that make points.
Yeah, that's it for Ted.
You know?
But see, here's the thing, though. I'm as pro-black as it gets. Trust me. However, I understand information. Truth is truth. Information is information. History is history. History doesn't give a damn about your feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Truth doesn't care about your feelings. It don't care. Yeah. So if I'm getting gems or getting some real information from a white dude, okay. So, hey, sometimes it's good to ear hustle some white folks. You never know. You can get some game from it.
Who cares about their ethnicity if they are dropping facts?
And I'm just saying, like, and that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of black people too. Like, some people are too pro-black to the point where they start to get caught up and wrapped up and secluded. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, sometimes you should go to that meeting with a bunch of white people and go ear hustle, bro. Go ear hustle, pick up some game. Take that game, bring it back. Yeah, go bring it back for yourself, and then go help your people with that game. You see what I'm saying?
There's also a thing as far as to understand another's perspective.
That too, I agree.
Sometimes motherfuckers, you might want to agree on some shit, right there. But you don't understand like, you can come to a middle ground on a lot of shit. I told my lady, there's only one thing that we really can't come to a middle ground for. There's two things. One, cheating. There ain't gonna be no middle ground. If either one of us do it on each other, it's over.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
The other thing is really a one-way street, which is me putting my hands on her. I won't put my hands on her. But if I did, obviously there's no middle ground.
Exactly.
She could probably, there's a good possibility that, she can put her hands on me. She didn't done a lot. She's a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more a short period of time.
That's one of those double standards. That's one of those double standards. But we could take a woman straight.
Exactly. I mean,
like a woman taking our strike. Like, I'm not gonna.
She ain't heavy set. Oh fuck.
But like, oh my god.
She's cut that because she did say that she was gonna watch this episode just to see what I'm like on interviews and shit like that.
I like this episode.
So cut that because she might think I just called her fat, and I'm not calling her fat. God damn it. She works out a lot.
Don't worry.
I'm not scared because I've already said that I could forgive her for putting her hands on me if I know I'm wrong. But
she about to put the boxing gloves on.
She has 13% Puerto Rican, so she might cut me.
Oh yeah, she got some of that DNA shit.
Native American, black, white. There's some. She's the American dream. But she's the American race, goddammit. My daughter is too. Y'all, hey, hold up. Before I get back to that point, because I already forgot it. Do y'all think the actual American race is just all going to look like Blake Griffin and Steph Curry?
Like the South Park episode. Yeah.
South Park, of course, South Park.
Years ago.
No, it's genetics, bro.
I mean, multi-race. Like
the American race.
Yeah, it's going to be, by the year 2050, it's supposed to be primarily fair skin, darker skin.
Primarily, so interracial.
I just figured out the point that I was gonna make there. It just came back to me. The middle ground. The fact that with me and my lady, there's only that small where we can't find a middle ground. Everything else, regardless of what the issue may be, like I told her, we don't go to bed angry. You can be upset with each other, but we don't go angry with each other. We at least need to both let out whatever the side is, or if you're the one who's upset, angry about something, let out your side of it so I can comprehend and understand why you feel this way.
Yeah.
Maybe I might not agree with it, but you know what? I'm also not going to discount your feelings. And we can still move forward together as a pair. We can still move forward as a motion. I think what's fucking up with us in America right now is we could agree, or we could come to a middle ground.
Yeah.
If we would understand each other's perspectives, understand, you know, and that's left and right. That's the rich understanding the poor's, where the poor people are coming from, why they so angry. And that's also trying to understand why when you're poor or you're broke, to understand why, you know what I'm saying, why do conservatives worry about trying to hold so much money in? Yeah. Why do they try to worry about taxes? Why do they try to go about shit this way? Back? Why do liberals have this idea of, like, the radical liberals, why do they have this idea of communism?
Exactly, like egalitarian and like socialist and like equity, like, you know, equal outcome
for the same work.
Like even though they're not.
Yeah, that's too equal. That's
exactly.
I think hard workers.
It's so extreme. Both are the extremes.
Right. I think hard workers and people with more drive should be rewarded more.
Exactly. You know that's capitalism.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, I think there, you know, like you said, there is such a thing as holding too much and hoarding and greeding for yourself too much, but then there's such a thing as being too equal too. Because fact of the matter is, we ain't all equal. So there's people that are taller than others, shorter than others, bigger, you know, fatter, skinnier, white, black. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not all equal technically. Right, we're not equal.
We're more center based.
You know what I'm saying? So like let's cut with the bullshit. Like no, we're not.
It's an imbalance that can easily be balanced.
Y'all remember, and how old were you when 2001 happened? 9/11.
Yeah,
I was in ninth grade.
You were in middle school when 9/11? No, you weren't in middle school when 9/11 happened, motherfucker. I was 10.
No, 10. I
was a freshman.
I was like 11 or something. He was like 7.
It was in elementary.
So do you remember like during the
elementary?
But we all remember. We all remember when 9/11 happened.
Yeah, I was in the grade.
Nobody ever asked what race them people was that was in them buildings that crashed.
Nope.
No.
We rolled as a collective.
Right.
Hillbillies and thugs was right. Like we was still America. We was still right. We understood, that nobody ever was like, oh, racism dead. We understood that ignorant motherfuckers was out there. To think that you're gonna get rid of racism means that you're gonna get rid of ignorance.
Right.
Man.
Not happening. But we was all at least still moving as a collective because remember, like the terror alerts, and we understood
everybody that was
real
out there,
harm, like physical harm.
Done with it, the color of us, anything like that didn't matter. We were all American.
When they ran into we
were all American in that moment. We were all together.
When they ran into the trade centers, I guarantee you there was Muslims in them.
Probably.
Probably it was.
The reason I'm saying it is
because of what just statistically. But the reason those people did it
and look into the whole 9/11 thing.
Well, my thing is the reason
about that stuff.
The reason them people did it was an ideology that they was trying to attack us because we were here. We was on this landmass.
The Pentagon was already
you know what I'm saying? Like
already infiltrated.
But beyond the conspiracy shit, what I'm saying is when them two buildings got attacked, regardless of who may have manifested whatever, I'm saying outside of the skin, I'm talking about the people that died when them bitches came down. They were all looked at as enemies because we was on this one landmass together. We understood. That's why you had that's why you have a motherfucker like me who grew up in that time period who didn't run into this whole, I'm supposed to check out certain boxes because I'm white or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't this division because we understood a physical threat. We didn't give a fuck about feelings back then.
Yeah, we did.
We did grow up in that time where...
You know what I'm saying? Montrose was Montrose, bro.
Yeah, if you're from there, then you're from there. I don't care what ethnicity you are.
But you get what I'm saying?
You're my neighbor, nigga.
But this is the thing. Montrose was Montrose.
It is what it is.
Like, there was no... you just didn't go down there if your ass wasn't gay. It was what it does.
It's still like that.
Yeah, I know it still is, but what I'm saying is, you got to just live in your circle. You know what I'm saying? You live within your community. You knew that there might be this motherfucker down here at the corner who says ignorant shit and doesn't politically align with you at all, But I guarantee you, if he saw your kids back in the day getting bullied by some motherfuckers who weren't from that neighborhood, his ass would at least be like, hey, don't fucking cut that shit out.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? There was still that sense of community.
It was a community.
They're gonna protect, bro.
Even if you hated the motherfucker, even if you knew when he got drunk, do not have this motherfucker over here at this house because he gonna say some shit that your cousins from another community is gonna want to fuck him up behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you give him leeway because you have at least that perspective, that understanding.
Yeah. I like that.
Social media and everything has caused us to become so rifted that now all of a sudden you want to join a community online that everybody just agree with each other.
Man,
And now when you look outside, you're looking at enemies.
that shit.
And then how are we supposed to handle being one? Because the next time we get attacked, the motherfuckers don't care what race we are.
No.
We own this landmass together.
Y'all all together, so y'all must be one.
So we're all gonna be the enemy. We're all gonna be the one who gets attacked. But we ain't gonna even recognize it because there's gonna be people out there who are gonna try to justify it with the motherfuckers who attacked us now.
Bars.
Bro.
We've been separated
Exactly.
through social engineering. And we sitting out here talking about feelings. We motherfuckers who are doing all this shit, being loud and all that, don't remember what a physical threat really was. And motherfuckers gonna find out real fucking quick.
Yeah.
Because people who are gonna wanna try to take over the power that we have as a country, regardless of all the bullshit, we still got power. And as long as they can separate us through the social media, through the idea, like the other day, they went on Twitter and said that the Pentagon had got attacked. Russia media,
Yeah, I know.
RT or whatever that news station is, put it out that the Pentagon had got attacked.
Yeah.
Our market dipped. And now everybody realized it was bullshit and nothing was really happening. But we're so fucked up in this country that we
Just because
we done lost the ideology that it's cool to be in
It's
America.
it's
dog.
clickbait.
We
It's literally
ran this
clickbait.
shit forever.
And like people are quick to be triggered.
No, exactly.
Yeah, bro.
And you know who it was? Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know if y'all know who that is.
I know.
He's an astrophysicist, cosmologist. You know what I'm saying? He run the Hayden.
Smart ass motherfucker.
There's a point that, or something I had said earlier to you when we was off camera, which was Dave Chappelle had said this thing, which was during his Mark Twain Award, which was sometimes you have to be a lion to be the lamb that you really are. His mom used to say that to him.
He brought it
So
back up.
I used to say, or my environment made me be aggressive. I had to have this certain type of aggression, be ready to attack you. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. But I only did it because I wanted to be left the fuck alone because I love like cosmology. I love fucking stars and shit.
Right.
Every day you have 50 billion neutrinos pass through you unaffected. That means you really ain't shit because the most pass through you and you do not
You don't even know.
obscure what their movement.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. The reason I learned that shit was from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Another thing I learned from Neil deGrasse Tyson was they asked him about dealing with a racist. He said, you know what? Unless that person is in between me and the goal that I'm trying to accomplish,
Yeah, you shouldn't worry.
I wouldn't even deal with them. But if they are in between me and the goal that I'm trying to accomplish, I'm going to figure out a way to navigate with this motherfucker to get to what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. See, there's a lot of this idea of like, oh, that person's a racist or that company's racist, this, that, and third, don't do business with them. Wouldn't the best retaliation be to do something with them, get the resources, get the money, whatever, and then go? Like, if you come and like, hey, don't go and fuck with that promoter because he's racist. Well, if he's gonna book me for $1,000 a show, and I know that my money when I go to spend it is gonna be at places that are owned or whatever by black people or minorities, whatever the case is.
Right.
Isn't that the best revenge to take your money from the racist?
Absolutely.
I'm taking money out of
that's
resources from you.
Absolutely.
And I'm putting it into the community that you apparently hate.
It's like reversing like a reverse Uno card, you know? And you can still pick the brain of that person too.
Yeah, and again, it's like it's I mean that because doing business is doing business, and then actually having your personal feelings affect that. That's two different things, right? So, but I agree with you. To do business, I don't have a problem doing business with someone racist. Because you know what I'm going to do with that shit, right? When I get the rock, when it's my turn to carry the ball through the hole, guess what I'm going to do? I'm a score for the people I need to score for. I may have gotten the ball from a racist ass, the racist quarterback that I'm dealing with, handed me the ball, but I got the ball now. I got the rock. So it goes
Great fucking analogy.
When
You the one who's in there. You the one that's in the end zone slamming that bitch. And you getting the accolade
exactly
for getting that.
You don't think
Exactly.
he get handouts from racist quarterbacks?
Of course he did.
Jim Brown.
And all them black running backs. Of course, come on, bro. You mean to tell me that all them quarterbacks back in the day were they weren't? There was not a racist
So
one.
what did he
Come
do
on,
with
bro.
that pill when he got it? All right,
Right.
touchdown.
But that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I'll do business for sure because that's business. I mean, see,
You're also 37.
right.
You're not in your 20s. You're not in this
Right.
ideology
Yeah,
in the way
that's
that's.
like,
You're right. Because when I was 27, 26, 25, I wouldn't have thought like this, because I learned, what I mean? I got life experience.
But now think about when you was 26, 27,
Oh yeah.
social media,
yeah.
the internet didn't have as strong of a hold on your mentality.
True.
You had everyday experience. You still knew what outside was.
Right.
We're dealing with a generation that's coming up that, let's say you was born in 2000, it means you're 23, you can drink.
I was in the 8th grade
You're
in
in
2000,
college.
bro.
Exactly. Like,
God.
you're in college.
Bro,
These are the ones that are making the most noise right now.
Right.
They've only grown up in a life of technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their whole life has been
Yeah.
technology. We knew what a physical threat was. They only know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's why I hate
Wait,
fat activists.
Shit. Hey, all right, we gotta cut this episode. We gotta cut it. we got it. All right, end the episode. No, I'm playing.
Lizzo,
They did just walk
Oh
up.
shit, you about to get on? Oh shit.
Lizzo, the world is not oppressive for fat people.
Hey, that's
Put
what
the
I'm
cookies down.
talking about.
Hey, listen.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, shit.
If we make the safety straps big enough to help you,
Right.
normal
Oh,
people
the
are
hardest
gonna
thing.
die.
I'll put it to you.
Oh.
Hey, let me hold on. Before you get to the next point,
Unless we get
I'm gonna
fat
add
seats.
I'm gonna add to it real quick and I'm gonna be done with it. The fat shit, all right?
I think
I'm gonna say this. Look,
eat a
if
salad.
every single person that was on this fat shaming, fat activist shit, I guarantee you, if they had a button right here that said I could be in the best shape of my life if I press this button, I guarantee you all of those motherfuckers are gonna press that button.
Yeah.
How much you want to?
So
And you know who I heard
fast,
talk about that?
So
Joe
fast.
Rogan. When you
Yeah.
brought him up, Joe Rogan,
Oh,
he
he
brought up
got
a
that?
great explanation. He was like,
Oh,
I
man.
guarantee if all of them was like, I could be the best, finest.
But a lot of them will still lie and just never push the button just out of spite.
True.
This is
Out of
my
spite.
thing.
It's because they're on
Yeah.
camera.
This is my
Yeah.
this is my reasoning for saying what I say. You know how privileged it is to be overweight? You know how many
Nowadays,
You know how many No, it's always been royalty. Was always the fat motherfuckers
Yeah,
were
the
always
fat people.
royalty.
That's true.
True,
Because
true.
they
The amount
you're
of
eating.
The
motherfuckers,
fat
They're
people are
good,
the
they're
people
wealthy.
that are wealthy. Yeah.
the amount of motherfuckers who are
like that.
starving.
That's
a
true,
lot of
though.
it.
How
It has
can
to
you?
do with
How can you
Africa.
say that you have a feeling for like? Because like fat activists tend to be liberal. Let's just be real.
facts.
Yeah.
So you
I
hear
agree.
about the oppression that people are going through, yet you are eating more than you're supposed to.
That's true. Because check it out,
And you
though.
want people like to feel sorry for you when half the world is starving.
There was a guy.
Know who you are.
There was a man, I think he was in Eastern Europe. And this is documented. This is in the Guinness World Book of Records, by the way. There's a guy in East Europe. He fasted, I think this was back in the 40s. I think it was like 1940 or 50. This dude in Eastern Europe, he was like 400 pounds. He fasted for 365 days. All he did was take a multivitamin and drink water, but he fasted for 365 days. He lost tremendous. I think he lost like 300. He lost like 250 pounds. or
Yeah,
something
I mean
like
it was forced to
Damn.
what's it called? Anorexia.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean I wouldn't suggest doing that
No,
either.
no,
but-
right. It wasn't something. It was more of like he wanted to do something for
That's
Guinness
some
World Book of
crazy
Records, and he wanted to do it from. It was like a combination of
It
stuff.
sounds like no, it
But-
sounds like some shit that he started off as a suicide and it just never finished.
I mean, it sounds good.
Hey,
You know what? The bitches started fucking
Hey, I have
with
to
him
be
again,
the
and he was
hardest,
like,
like-
well, maybe life is worth it.
I mean, shit, he won't gonna die anytime soon. I mean,
Fuck it.
You said we're out of
I
time?
was like, no. I said demonetized. Like,
Oh.
like
that-
that. Oh, so, like
I mean-
self deletion. Self-deletion.
He wasn't gonna die anytime soon anyway. He was fucking 400. His body had all the food in the world.
I agree.
But but I will say this. My point was is that he didn't eat like his normal routine.
Right.
So my point to today with the fat activist shit is everybody that's big. A lot of them like to lean on genetics. That's a cop out. That's bullshit.
David,
Don't listen. If you get on,
David,
finish your story. Finish your statement.
if a lot of I know this is gonna be a controversial take, but I'm being real because look, just don't eat like the way you usually eat.
Yeah.
Seriously, instead of eating 3 meals a day, if you're a big motherfucker that's eating 3 meals a day, take it down to 2 and get your body because the human body is an amazing machine. It can adjust.
Lord, just fight the feeling of being hungry.
You don't have to starve.
Yeah.
You don't have to starve. Don't starve, but just eat to live. Don't live to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Thanks,
saying?
bro. I like the wordplay on that.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Perfect,
Eat to live, bro.
Perfect.
Do not live to eat.
You know, a lot of times, most days, and this ain't just from the fact that I'm broke, but most days I only eat once.
Same here.
I only
me
eat
too.
at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know if I eat at any other point in the day, I'm getting sleepy.
Right.
And I wonder sometimes if this is a genetic disposition from like I said, we all originate from savages. And if you really go back, like the hardest of the hard had to survive, back to like the early days of man. You spent all day hunting or all day scavenging and all this and that. And at the end of the day is when motherfuckers ate. Now, you might have had little snacks or water, whatever, throughout the day. But at the end of the day is when you
had a meal.
You celebrated your win. You celebrated what y'all caught. You celebrate. So now what I try to do is I try, maybe if I'm really hurting and I'm drinking water and that doesn't subside that hunger, maybe I'll eat. But usually water will help subside the shit. And at the end of the day, I have a strong meal.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy.
Right.
That's honestly
It's
one
something.
legend.
But I'm also still not the weight that I used to be.
Yeah.
I used to be 250.
Yeah.
And whenever me and that ex at that time, whenever me and her split up and I realized my pussy rating had dropped, I was in the gym all the time. And you mix, you know what I'm saying, good diet with exercise. And I was in my early 20s as a bartender, so mixing some cocaine. You lose weight rather quickly. Like I lost a lot of weight. I went down 60 pounds in like 4 months.
Yeah.
But
you made an
my pussy
adjustment.
rate went up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, you can do it. Yes, people have thyroid issues. But there's also surgeries out there. Now everybody can get those, all that type of shit. But I seen some shit the other day where a chick was like, I'm a BBW, and no, I don't want to fix it. I'm like, cool, that's do you. But also don't yell at me when you can't get on the roller coaster.
Exactly.
Don't say that this is oppressive.
And don't take your anger out on me because you're starting to have health issues prematurely, right? You're starting to have certain issues that I'm not having.
Lizzo's real cool with people being big. Doesn't the black community usually have like bad cholesterol, high blood pressure?
Yeah, because
all of the things that
all the soul
being
food,
heavy.
soul food. Soul food is some bullshit.
It's gonna be horrible.
Be real.
Hey, it's gonna be horrible coming from a white man, but you can clip it. Is this big bitch not being detrimental to the black community right now?
I'm being real. Hey,
Heart disease kill how many black people a year?
Look. I'm gonna say this,
I bet it's more than police brutality.
I'm gonna say this.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get canceled.
Nah. I'm gonna say this. Look,
Bob Ramon, son.
Damn, he walking by.
soul food.
I'm ready to go.
Soul food.
Are they at the door?
They waiting.
They just walking.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, we had 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Soul food is really slavery food. That shit, that's scrap food.
Yeah,
Honestly, we're eating crawfish, which comes from swamps, which is dirty ass shit. We eating the pig, like the pig. Even though a lot of people like bacon and all that, but think about it, the slave masters and all that. They weren't eating the pig like that. They were eating the turkeys and the good shit, the healthy meats. You know what I'm saying? Soul food is just a bunch of shit that we've glorified. Yeah, we've glorified scraps. That's all that is. And like that's why we have, to your point, We have a lot of high cholesterol.
All the fried food from the oil.
All the fried food.
Yeah.
The shrimp, shrimp just destroys your cholesterol. Eating shrimp, like it's a fact. This you can go look.
Everything but the pig I love though. Everything you done named, right?
Everything but the
so you don't eat pork?
No, I try not to.
Yeah, me too. I'm on that way.
Is it like an issue with 12? Like
No.
But see, look,
My idea was always I took shit from every religion.
Catfish is a bottom feeding fish, but yet it's a part of soul food.
Yeah.
The slave master was eating the shit that wasn't on the bottom. It was swimming up here in the fresh water, like the salmon and the cod. That's what they were eating. They would feed us the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like
There was also some shit you didn't have to have a fishing pole to go catch.
True.
You just go into the water and stick your
Just go
arm in a hole.
Yeah,
Hope it's a catfish that lunges on and not an alligator.
But this goes to your point though. This is why the black community has a lot of health problems from shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my point was
gets you diabetes.
My point was
Yeah,
fuck
that
that
shit.
fat activist, but
Yeah, no, I'm anti.
that was really my point.
I'm anti.
I
I made a post on Facebook. I was like, "Is Lizzo attractive?" Yes. One.
I think I commented on that shit. I think I got in on that action, bro.
And then someone
This my
said,
thing,
"Oh,
though.
so you're fat shaming?" Off of that post.
This is my thing.
They say
She
you're fat shit. I'm
would
like,
be
wow.
attractive to me if she just didn't sit here and be like, "This society is
True that.
is
Yeah, she's
oppressing
forcing it.
fat people."
Yeah.
Yeah,
forcing
right.
the
That's where I'm just
That's
like,
where it
the
draws the line,
you
right?
get more than you get more than the daily calories
Yeah,
that
she
you're
might
supposed
could
to.
suck
Right.
What is oppressive about being
There's nothing
well
oppressive.
fed?
Right.
No,
on the cool though, like
back to that
Lizzo wouldn't be that bad. Like she wouldn't be that bad.
That's
if
all I'm
the
saying.
mentality.
She
confident
might
in being
could
fat.
suck my.
Not trying to force me to accept her for being
Like,
fat.
Right.
if she
Yeah.
wasn't
There's a
so
difference,
like
Right.
bushy, she might could suck my. Oh my bad.
So with that
All right,
being
so,
said,
yeah,
this has been episode 7.
Episode 7
Episode 7 of a podcast. I still don't. Hold on. Episode 7 of a podcast. I still don't know the name too.
Wisdom talk.
I appreciate being your.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a good
yeah.
episode.
Forget for the night. You know what I'm saying? Just let the white man come in and say all the shit y'all wanted to say.
shit.
Hey, no.
But only I can be attacked because if they attacked y'all, it might be racist. I'm legally allowed to be attacked.
Hey,
I'm a
look.
straight white male.
Look, hold on. Before we cut, you got to come back, bro, because we didn't really get into comedy that much,
Definitely.
into your career and all that, like what you want to do and stuff. And
And I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now before we hit cut. I appreciate being here. Y'all allowed me to talk shit. Y'all allowed me to actually express who the fuck I am.
you're right.
Oh yeah.
I know you was trying to get into the comedy thing, and like I'll make y'all laugh. That's just my personality.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah, you're definitely making us laugh.
Yeah, but the difference is y'all gave me the ability to just be me.
Right.
Yep.
So we didn't have to go into no technicality shit. I really hope and will be eventually like granted.
Hey, hold on. We got to plug everybody's shit. You got to sit down for a second,
Oh,
bro.
bro, you just fucked up the whole. No,
I'm looking at the camera, the playback.
All right.
This nigga is standing
There
up.
you
Like,
go.
hey,
Like, he's going
I know you've been sipping like this whole pocket, this whole episode. You know what I'm saying? You been. Now usually
This is your mind on drugs.
Oh my god.
now usually
No,
he's a lot more professional.
he
But I know
know?
he's
Hey,
chilling.
man.
You're the homie. He's
how
chilling.
does he
He's
know?
sipping.
He done hit
I
that
get
vape
it.
pen
I think he's
way
hitting the
too many
vape pen. Hey, he's
And
on
then
his
he
own
fucked
one.
up y'all's street credibility because he put a fanny pack.
Wow.
And that hoe is in the,
Damn.
it's
Damn.
in the color of a dashiki. Like I don't know how to fucking feel. I know he got it from home.
my
Hey, man.
But no, what I'm gonna say is keep doing what the fuck y'all doing.
Yeah.
Keep grinding, keep being original, keep being authentic. It's gonna
Wisdom talk.
it's gonna be a longer
Much love.
road, but it's definitely worth it. And it's
Appreciate
definitely
you.
worth it in the end because motherfuckers who fuck with you gonna fuck with you because of who y'all are. And that's what y'all
Much
gave me the
respect.
ability to be tonight.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? This is
Yes, sir.
neighborhood's favorite white boy Eddy. May 31st, Texas City, Rude Daddy's Soul and Cajun Cafe.
Oh yeah.
I'm launching my goddamn stand-up comedy show. It's gonna be a weekly, every Wednesday night. Yeah, it's supposed to be open mic, but I'm also bringing in the biggest, especially May 31st, I'm bringing in the biggest killers from Houston and Texas if I'm talking about comedy, this ain't no bullshit.
Right.
If you want to follow me on any other platform,
Follow
White
him.
Boy Eddy, you can do hashtag White Boy Eddy. Eddy got a Y at the end. That's it on Instagram. Facebook, Eddy Young, Eddy, EDDY, YOUNG. Follow the crew. I'm still doing my thing, man. And of course, I'm gonna fucking be back. We had a great
Yeah, you got to come back, bro. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
I am the Giuliani on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that. You already know music is definitely coming, you know, production, records, all that's coming for sure. You know, I've taken a slight hiatus. You know, I've been giving y'all taste on the internet, sample beats here and there, letting y'all listen to 30-second clips and all that. But hey, it's coming. Music is coming. Stay tuned. You already know. Recognize Entertainment Podcast as well. That's where I'm on there. You know, I still have to have my first guest.
Yeah,
over here,
exactly.
Cuzzo right here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
You want to
Hey, shit, yeah, it's your boy Beast Too Saucy. Hey, man, I might be in the back sometimes. Hey, but I'm gonna be out here sometimes as well.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man.
Hey, he got to show
Y'all gonna
face
see me.
sometimes.
Yeah, you gonna see me a lot more. Y'all gonna see me a lot more, man.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, and thank y'all for coming through for the episode 7, lucky number 7. We in this thing, dog. Wisdom Talk podcast.
Y'all make sure y'all support my drunk friend because he didn't even say his name at the end. Everybody else
everybody
promoted
knows me
themselves.
by now,
And
man.
We
I'm the
know now.
O's, man. It's H2O, Horton, the Cameroon Goon.
H to the Izzo.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, baby, I wasn't calling you fat. Please don't kill me.
All right, y'all. This is the Wisdom Talk podcast.
Peace.